be good.
What day would work best for the crew?
Yes.
Let's say it's a Sunday night. It's like the 5th or something.
Oh, joy.
January 5th, it's a Sunday night or some such.
Okay, so it's gonna be going into Monday, then.
Yes, you guys will be going into Monday, and you'll actually get to go to school again for the first time in a long time.
I was about to say, fuck, we back in school, ain't we?
I mean, you guys technically have been going to school, but it hasn't. Admittedly, there's been a lot more interesting things in your day-to-day life than school recently.
You don't say!
You know, Electric Wolverine and such.
I mean, we
Yeah.
got Jerry's, like,
And also,
Jerry
also with
body.
winter break and such, so you know.
Yeah,
Fixing
true.
windows.
That tends to end like around.
There was
the
some
first
amount of
there.
winter break. There was some amount of winter break that happened. Anyways, so yes, people are coming back to school or have already for a day or two, but I mean it's the first Monday
Oh
of
boy.
school being back in session, or it will be. It is Sunday night, late at night. You guys are all dreaming.
Mhm.
But of course, before we get to that, who would like to give the last time on for still haven't bothered to think of a name? The
Last
series.
time on to Drug Trip, number 7.
No.
Alright.
Oh,
um, I always end up doing these
Yeah.
recaps.
Yeah, I was tossing to see if like Kuma suddenly just decides.
I mean, the
What do
longer
you
you guys
mean?
take, the longer you guys take to decide who's doing the last time on, the more time I have to actually go research what might be a good name.
Fair
This is
enough.
the part where we go into politics of who has jurisdiction over what the fuck just happened.
I mean, okay, fucking last time.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, fucking went back to the spaceship in the mountain because apparently that was the Electric Wolverine's ship, and that thing was an alien apparently, not a Wendigo.
Gasp.
Yeah, so Kelly carrying Jerry's skull with us. Me and fucking Trevor and Allison almost, or pretty much quote unquote, fighting this fucking thing. In a sense, just not really going that well. But Kelly, oh yeah, because William was with us too. So
Yeah.
you guys were over at the. They had managed to get past to the fucking
Center.
the actual center of the thing. So Trevor and Allison slowing that thing down best they can. Found out that this race of aliens apparently uses electricity as a way of information transfer, which led into Kelly pretty much copy and pasting Jerry into the alien, and we have, and yeah, Alien Dad now is a thing for
Yeah.
William.
Damn.
I don't know. Shoot, I still haven't come up with a name. All right. Anyways, we'll go ahead and go on with the session, and I'll try to remember to come up with a proper name for all this
How
by
about
next time. Is what I said last time.
Arimori Adventures
I suppose that's fine.
Works.
for now, because of the town's name. We could do like a title based off the town's name.
That could work. To be fair, I was probably overthinking it by trying to come up with a name that at least slightly alluded to the ending, but you probably shouldn't do that, to be honest.
I mean, if you
Anyway.
want to come up with a name, that'd be
Well,
fine.
it's a fine name.
I'm just tossing out
Oh, wait.
stuff. That
Oh wait, there
I'm
should be an apostrophe there.
I'm just tossing things at ya and such. So who knows?
There you go. That's fine. Anyways. So,
Hmm.
Allison and Riley are asleep.
So,
Riley, what are you dreaming of?
oh yeah, I have that thing, don't I? That thing. Let me pull that
Just
shit.
in general, but you know.
Well, I mean, it's that or I do the thing or I can just, I mean,
I guess it's up to you.
okay. Um, So I have to be very descriptive about this, I guess, and I gotta make sure I read this right, because if I don't, I'm going to slap myself across the face because I didn't.
Okay.
Shush. Where'd I put it? No, that's my will and testament in case I die.
There you go.
I told you I wrote a will. Everything goes to Allison unless it's a book, because that belongs to the library. That shit can't be late. I have fucking priorities, Respawn. You can't come at me with this shit. Gotta prepare for if all else fails and the world ends. You gotta make sure the library book's going on time.
Oh my god.
You judge me, but it's a scary thing. Alright? To me.
I mean, have you seen the library in Welcome to Night Vale? That shit's terrifying.
See? Exactly. I don't want to face no scary library. Alright? No scary library lady. It's traumatizing.
Uh-huh.
Plus I like her. She's nice. At least I think she is. Anyway, so Riley has a deep dream, I guess. Riley would wake up, I guess, sprinting or running across in a woodland area. It's in the middle of the night. He's sprinting. He's not wearing his shoes, and he's gone full hybrid, I guess. So he's extended out his alien bits and is currently running across in the forest. After a certain while of running, you would see other creatures like him, but more alien than normal, running along with him in the forest. You couldn't see details at first. It's just a black silhouette with green eyes facing back at him. And he'd run in this pack or herd through this dark forest, eventually coming up upon something, but before he can put a glimpse on what it is, he wakes up. And that's the gist of it, and he wakes up and does his morning routine.
Ah, spooky.
Yeah.
I'll be clear, that's not something I wrote for him. I think that was his own work.
I distinctly remember you and I coming up with that at some point in time when we were making this character, but that's me.
I'll be honest, I don't remember.
God damn it.
It's fine. It's still fitting. It's good. I like it. I liked it.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
worked very hard on it, clearly.
Mm. Yeah.
Alright, who's next? Or do I have to still describe what the hell I'm doing in my life?
No, that's fine. I just wanted to get a quick little hey, how you doing? So, let's start with Kelly.
Yeah?
What are you dreaming of?
I don't know, truthfully. Kelly just normally has, like, just random fucking dreams.
What about that one you drew in the EP Discord? That fancy one.
Which one?
The one with the waterfall and the crystals.
Oh, yeah,
and
we
shit.
could just say that.
That one.
I mean, sure, why the fuck not?
I mean, that's the first thing I would think of. No. Just offered it up.
Yeah, no. I mean, there's been... I mean, Kelly would just kind of wake up in a very kind of imagined place in a sense of things. Goof around, so forth. Nothing too impactful in a dream. And she would just simply wake up.
Well, you'd wake up a bit sooner than you expected.
Why?
Oh no.
Your
Oh,
dream
no.
your dream gets cut short by a fairly horrendous engine noise outside.
Oh damn.
Though it does take a moment to identify as being an engine.
It's them Dookie boys, they at it again.
Now, obviously you've lived in this town a long time, pretty much, your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is not a sound that you recognize. Like, plenty of people in the town have cars. None of them sound like this.
Kelly's gonna look outside the window.
It's still nighttime, and it's dark out. Aside from the street lights and a bit of moon.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd notice that there's no one out, but there's one pair of headlights coming down the road. This direction.
Ghost car.
Kelly would try the best she can with a closed window to see if she can look down the street.
With the window closed, you can't really.
Actually, she
Yeah.
opens it. Actually, she opens it. She opens the window and see if she can
All right.
look.
So you manage to poke your head out.
Mm-hmm.
You look, down the road, try to get an angle on this car that's coming.
Yeah.
And I'm not about to say that it's not a car or anything silly like that. You see a car slowly coming down the road, but there's a few. Well, there's primarily one odd thing about it.
Oh.
Also, I'll go ahead and grab a picture of the style of car real quick because it feels important.
Me.
Let me know if that link doesn't work for anyone. You've all seen the car, yes?
Yep. Oh.
Ooh,
Okay.
fancy.
Fucking nice car.
But you see this car slowly coming down the road, and you will notice just right off the bat that there is something noticeably wrong with it.
Oh, that's
Uh, the front left tire seems to wobble side to side while it's driving.
Oh no.
So, the axle it's on has been bent or broken in some way, but the tire is still attached. So the front left wheel wobbles, and it causes a slight wobble in the entire car as well, as it slowly makes its way down the road.
Kelly just kind of watches the thing.
demon car.
Kind of.
Would you like to perchance make any rolls?
Yeah. You're not sure.
What rolls would you like to make?
Ah. How about investigate?
Alright.
Fuck.
Don't worry, it's gonna come back with a vengeance at the end of the session.
Like it tends to do.
You can't really figure anything out, and before you get another chance to really look at it, it turns and starts heading up this way.
Hold on. Let me move my thing. Where? Which direction?
It turns and starts heading up this way.
Kelly just has this questioning look in the sense of, is it going to the gas station?
I mean, you might assume that, because this car isn't normally from around here, that this is some person just passing through, perhaps.
Yeah, that's what.
But you don't hear the engine like stopping. In fact, it just seems to keep going. You can tell that much from how loud this car is, just how obnoxious the engine sounds. Like even it hasn't gotten pretty good care.
Good lord. Okay. What
Uh,
time is it? Kelly looks at the clock.
It is somewhere around 5 a.m.
Oh, fuck that.
Okay. And
It is very early.
I mean, Kelly's not going to sleep because of this fucking car.
Yeah.
Time
I mean,
to
the
call
sound
local
does
authorities.
slowly dull, but you know that it hasn't stopped anywhere yet.
Yeah.
So you might be able to get back to sleep and get a little bit more rest, but, school will be opening up before, in the next hour or two, probably.
Mm.
However, Trevor,
Oh no.
Yes.
how's your dreams going? How's
Mm,
your sleep?
I mean, let's see.
Undisturbed?
I'm a fucking heavy as hell sleeper, so fucking Dream-wise, it's probably fucking him and his sister just fucking rocking out, like probably like up at the high school.
The sound of music in your dreams slowly gets overtaken by this uproarious engine sound that causes you to wake up in a sweat.
Mmm. Great. Okay. Fuck, I forget if I said if my window faces the street or not, so I'm gonna try looking out.
We discussed in a previous episode that your window does face the street from the
Okay,
second
yeah.
floor. You would be able to see if you lean out the window a little bit as this black car turns the corner and starts heading up your street. And you'd be able to notice that the front left wheel has a bit of a wobble to it.
Huh. How's up with this guy? What time is it anyway? Just like checks the clock real quick, sees how early it is.
It's like 5:03 a.m. now.
Yeah. Oh, what the hell?
You see this car driving up the road. And then you see it turn and head into the like business district. Then it turns again and goes out of sight. Within a minute or so, you hear the engine go quiet.
Okay.
And the town is once more silent.
Spooky.
Screw it, go back to sleep. I don't care if it's only an hour. Going back to sleep.
Go home, go bed.
Exactly.
Now then. Morning.
Hey, sunlight.
Good time.
Hello, Bella.
It is morning. Huzzah. It is a Monday now.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows everywhere.
So, it's everyone's morning.
Your mic's glitching out again.
How is everyone's morning?
Oh, you
There we
know,
go.
man. What? Well, nice morning. How about you?
Kelly couldn't get back to sleep.
Just rouses an hour later, like, was that a dream? Car was loud. Yeah.
Alright.
Mhm.
Well, school will be happening soon, so if you are going to make your way there, you should gather your stuff, maybe have breakfast at home, or get to school early enough that you can get some of the free breakfast.
Oh, yeah, free.
Kelly, she's already kind of gotten herself prepared and stuff because she kind of was fully awake to that car for
You know, for
about
the
an
last
hour.
hour or two.
Yeah, so she's already dressed up and such. She hasn't. She didn't go outside her room yet. Because it's like, But seeing how an hour passed, she's like, okay, now I can probably go out without Angel. And she goes into her kitchen to get some breakfast. Just some cereal this time around.
Yeah,
If her dad's
cereal
awake,
is quick and easy enough.
if her dad's awake and such, she'll say hi to him, wish him a good morning and so forth, and give him a goodbye kiss. she would probably meet up with her mom, who's probably getting her stuff prepared in the shop underneath.
Yep.
Talk to her a little bit and so forth, and give her a goodbye kiss as well, and just kind of just head to school.
Alright, fair enough. All of this goes along just fine.
Mhm.
Trevor, Riley, who wants to go next?
Trevor can go.
Okay.
Well, yours is probably gonna be cooler than mine, because basically mine is I get up and I have to go to school as fast as I can because I don't have any food in the tree.
Oh. I'm like, you act like I actually do things.
It's the gist of my morning.
Gonna just get up, get dressed. Probably just grab like some toast or something, whatever's like quickly there.
Mm.
And who else is even up right now, actually?
This early in the morning?
Yeah,
I would think your sister would be up and
I was about to
about.
say, yeah, I'd assume maybe my sister.
Because
I mean, your sister's probably awake. Your mother probably already left to go get the record store open early, and your dad has already gone off to work.
Okay, yeah. There's like as he's coming downstairs. Did you wake up to that car too?
She nods. I heard the engine, didn't see it though.
Okay, so it wasn't a dream. At least I'm not crazy.
Damn.
Whatever. I don't know. Maybe Dad knows something about it. It went over by the offices somewhere, so whatever. I haven't seen it before.
Hmm.
Grabs the toast and heads out.
Head on off. Make your way to school. And Riley, you were saying you were just gonna wake up and book it?
Waking up and booking it because I got no food and I'm hungry.
Alright.
We moving.
You going.
Mm.
She'll all make it to school. Well, I mean, Kelly first, and then Riley and Trevor probably around the same time, because Trevor's probably not really booking it, and Riley is
Yep.
quite fast
me,
when he wants to be.
me take my
I
time.
need to be.
Me sluggish
Not,
in mornings.
it's not a want, it's a need, unfortunately.
So you make it all to school. Let me go ahead and do this real quick.
Oh, fucking boy.
That's right. We're going back to the school map for the first time in quite a while.
Damn. Who'da thunk it?
There it is. Make sure to place yourselves and such.
Yep.
What the
Where
fuck
do
even are we?
You're at the front of the school.
how do we place ourselves in characters?
You go over to the list of handouts and characters. You hover over your name and then you click and drag it onto the board
Where?
somewhere.
What?
Like that.
Yeah, here we go. So you know how there's there you
Okay,
go.
there we go.
Ah,
So freeform.
Just
been
click and
done.
drag your name from the character sheet list onto the board. And there you go. So you have all made it to school. You all managed to find each other out front before first bell rings and they stop serving breakfast and such.
No, dude. I'm guessing they're still serving breakfast.
Oh, good.
Because he says before they stopped serving breakfast.
Oh, okay. Making sure.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Nah.
Oh. I see we're having a grumpy morning.
Well, the noise rocket from earlier this morning didn't help anything.
Noise racket? What noise racket?
You're out in the woods. You're fine.
Well, I have to deal with the occasional bear and deer. The normal
Let's-
things that forest people deal with.
Let's start walking to like the cafeteria or something.
Oh
first,
yes, I
'cause-
I haven't had food yet.
Yeah, I would think you would need food. There.
As do everyone.
Riley, you coming?
Oh, yep. Give me a second. Head's in the clouds. Head's in the cloud.
Derpity derp derp.
Ceased existing for a second there.
But there was a car that passed by. Well, not exactly just straight passed by. It turned into one of the alleyways
Mm-hmm.
that had like a broken like front wheel. It was like wobbly and such.
Excuse me, I haven't gotten used to understanding your modes of transportation, so I may be a little
big-
bit of a literate.
Something similar to what Mr. Henderson drove.
Ah, yes. Okay, understandable.
Yeah.
Should we be concerned about this vehicle of sorts?
I don't
all-
know. I don't know, cause I only saw it drive into like one of the streets.
You sure it
from
wasn't the O'Malley's old truck? I mean, it was pretty loud when it drove up during the
Nah,
Thanksgiving.
this thing was like a car I haven't seen around around the place before, and plus the noise was something new entirely.
Interesting.
How about
Do you
you,
think
Trevor?
anybody
I don't know. It sounded like it parked somewhere over by the offices. I don't know.
Weird.
Isn't that
Do
where
you think
the-
anybody from town owns it, or do you think it's a newcomer?
I don't know.
most likely with those weasel and badger guys?
S-
Go ahead and get your food, Riley. I'm gonna wait over here.
yeah, sure thing. Riley would walk over and just start getting food. Grabbing what he can, making sure that he doesn't make it look too suspicious. Then again, an overhelping of anything isn't bad.
I mean, not a lot of the kids. Most of the kids do have, breakfast at home usually, so there's plenty of spare, and the lunch ladies are nice, so they don't
Hell
mind giving
yeah.
you. They don't mind giving you an extra hash brown.
Yay.
Hash, two whole singular hashed browns.
I
Damn.
truthfully, if he says it goes into the office area, which I have not been down there before, but I would think that that's where the weasel and badger guys is.
Do they fund the school?
No, I don't think so.
Probably best to look into that if you guys are being hunted down. I mean, just speaking from experience here.
That's true.
I mean, you can never be too careful, can you?
That's understandable. Yeah. Kelly proceeds to look around, see if there's anything going on in the cafeteria and such. Respawn?
Mhm.
Kelly looks around.
Oh. Well, I mean, you'd see other kids. As for ones you would recognize, you don't see Reggie or Ricky at the moment. Oliver's probably in the library, so you don't see him either. Charlie's kind of hanging out. He's eating some food.
Mm.
Interesting. No William today.
I mean, where do you think William is?
Your mic just glitched out again, Respawn.
Where do you think William is?
Your point is correct, and I retract my statement. There's no need to guess when you simply just know.
Yeah.
So, what's the plan for today, at least? I mean, I understand we have school, but there's that whole stretch of time afterwards where we usually spend getting in trouble in some way, shape, or form. I'm just, again, speaking from experience here.
Look, we don't always get into trouble. That
Let's
kind of
discuss one point in time where we were not in trouble in some way, shape, or form.
mostly every single day, except for like 2 occurrences that normally happen. Like, actually, normally twice a month we go get ourselves into trouble. The rest of the month we're perfectly fine, and it's a normal like.
So we've overstated our quota this month.
We just started our quota.
Your point is correct, and we've already almost filled it. I can say we're overachievers, to say the least. Then again, shit happens. At least from what I've been told. But again, I state, what are we planning to do today?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, we could fucking risk it and go see what was up with that car.
Here's the thing. I don't think we should be, and I quote, skipping school in such cases.
No.
for any serious
I'm not
harm.
saying to skip school.
Oh, just after school. Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. No, that seems like an interesting part. I mean, if we really want to look into it, if we think it's an issue. I mean,
I'm
if
just
you,
mostly curious.
more or less, I get it. Probably just some old geezer trying to go on vacation. Then again, I wouldn't know.
Most likely. Though,
Okay.
hearing that the car went into the business district.
Hmm. So maybe your theory holds true. Maybe it is, in fact, one of the weasel or badger people
Maybe.
that seem to hunt you down consistently.
Mm.
Have you ever considered why? I mean, I understand that you have access to certain things that they like.
Mostly due to the fact that they think we have correlation to one kid that doesn't show up at school that much.
Ah. And they haven't figured out that, as far as you guys are concerned, he hasn't talked to you in X amount of days?
Yeah.
You would think that they'd keep track of that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Basically, there's a kid named Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys the Weasel Magic guys seem to be after him and his family, because good lord, when we went and stopped by his place at one point, there was a boatload of them kind of in front of his house.
Do humans normally do such a thing just for information? Or is this just this particular group?
I think it's just this particular group.
Ah, understandable.
And we kind of made a dumb decision interacting with, well, most of the Weasel guys.
That seems to be very commonplace in terms of what we do.
And due to our interaction with them, they think we had correlation with Ted because we were wondering where his house was during the time.
Didn't you get... maybe. Weird. Okay. So... yeah, I guess that's it. We'll get through class, and then we'll figure out where this weird vehicle that you speak of is. And,
Yeah.
get into trouble, so to speak. I mean, is it that
I mean,
far-fetched?
No. Truthfully, I feel like more trouble's gonna head our way. Whether or not we want it to or not.
I see.
I mean, look at what we have already stumbled upon.
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised we haven't been arrested.
What?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We've done a lot of crazy stuff in terms of, finding out all the secret cult nonsense and crazy crap that's happening. My old home is currently sitting abandoned in this town. And I'm not exactly sure what's going to be done with it. At this point, if we do something any more crazy, we'll probably get arrested for it for some reason.
Maybe. Then again, what we've been doing is kind of far-fetched to the point of they would probably think of us just playing a game of pretend to a major degree.
I mean, to be honest, from what the police know, all they know is that the church was hit by hooligans, and we currently fit the description of hooligans.
So does half the school.
Your point is correct, so they, go after the entire school.
hmm
Great. Alright. So if someone... okay. This is gonna be... oh boy. We're really putting ourselves in a hole here, aren't we, ladies and gentlemen? We just really putting this in. Okay. So
I
that's the
mean,
plan.
yeah.
All right.
Let's,
Deal.
let's go to first class then. If you're done eating.
Oh yeah, I finished a little while ago. I kind of used the fancy utensils, but I should probably wash these.
If you want, we can stop by my house.
No, no, I have a natural method of cleaning them. Plus, it's winter outside, so there's snow, and the snow can clean it.
Fair enough.
Just pocket the utensils and throw away the rest of the stuff. Put the tray
Respawn,
where
I
it needs
just
to
noticed
be.
something. The schedule's still set for November.
What? No, that's not November. It's January.
It's January.
It's not like I've been forgetting to update the thing that tells me what month it is.
Damn. Damn. Who'da thunk it?
Okay, so.
Science first.
Okay, so let's head to science.
Science time.
Time for science.
I wonder
Science.
if Bill Nye existed in the 80s.
Give me a sec.
Oh my god!
Did Bill Nye exist in the 80s? And if so, is it possible that we'll watch a Bill Nye video? Jam out to a Bill Nye video.
No,
Well,
those
'cause
those didn't start getting made till the 90s. Fuck.
Damn! Bill Nye existed in the 90s?
Yup.
Damn. Maybe there are like American versions of Bill Nye that was like anti-communist in some way, shape, or form.
I
But
was
then
about
again,
to say, Bill Nye is American.
no, but it was like American propaganda that talked about science and it was anti-communist. It was something along those lines.
That'll be in history.
Probably.
I'm gonna just cause I'm tired of just like pushing Kelly.
Up, up,
One.
up, 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 up.
And
Zoom.
I believe I was right here.
Yes, quickly pop.
I did admittedly just look to see if there was a Bill Nye episode on anything that I have planned in the future.
It's in the 90s.
Well, look, this is its own timeline that probably isn't, connected to our own, so anything's possible. Bill Nye could have started a few years early.
He's old enough.
Bill Nye, if he got the contract in the 80s instead of the 90s.
I mean, dude's
He'd be
old enough.
dancing. He'd be doing Dancing in the Stars a little bit earlier than usual. Then,
Anyways.
When the fuck did that show start? Goddamn.
damn.
So the science teacher, Mr. Smith,
Okay.
Mhm.
he's up at the front of the class and like, all right, everyone, welcome back properly from the weekend and winter break.
Probably.
Properly.
Oh, properly. Okay, I was like, wait a minute. Were we not expecting some kids?
Well, that's fine. Today, I will be discussing parasites.
Oh no.
You see, as you're all aware, I'm quite fond of, my plants. But sometimes, certain plants are parasitic in nature, and animals too. He'll bring up a small little PowerPoint slideshow on the screen. You see, there's a particular type of plant that looks somewhat like a vine, and it will grow along the roots of trees and squeeze them, and will, take their food from them. It'll drink their water, take the nutrients from the soil. All the while, it will grow along the trunk of the tree until eventually it covers its leaves as well, preventing it from photosynthesizing and allowing itself to use the tree as a solid structure to build on. This does eventually kill the tree and leaves behind an almost beautiful latticework of vines that have now hardened into their own structure in the shape of a tree. Of course, there's also fungal parasites as well. If any of you have ever been worried about zombies, there is in fact a fungus that has a somewhat zombie-like effect on ants and other smaller bugs, where it will infect them and if they're then eaten by another larger bug, infect those bugs as well. But as it propagates and grows, it causes them to seek out higher areas, to climb to the tops of the grass, to climb up on bushes, otherwise putting themselves in areas where birds and other animals might be able to easily find them and eat them, things that they normally wouldn't do. Then, once they are eaten, the fungus can reproduce within the gut, within the intestines, before leaving the animal to infect more bugs and repeat the cycle. And of course, imagine that lesson lasts like a half hour or more.
Yeah.
And that's basically science class for the day.
Zambies!
At the end of the class, Kelly kind of pulls out her journal and flips to the page that she drew like a month ago about a certain white tree with red vines.
Demons.
Insert Last of Us 2 reference if we were 20 years in the future.
Happening.
Kelly's like, why does that bring up that feeling? Do that fucking boo.
Don't you just love plot progression?
I'm guessing the
Just-
bell rings and such like that.
Yeah, science class will end, and it is literature next.
Oh boy, books.
Slept.
Is it bad that I felt directly attacked during that science lesson?
Oh, I'm sorry, are you a parasite?
You know, sometimes you make me feel like no.
Oof.
The answer is no.
The answer is nay.
Anyways, it's time for literature.
It's mirrored.
Yeah. It's whatever. We've been doing this long enough that we can probably just assume everyone's in their right seats.
Fuck seating charts. And
Free
slept.
seating.
Sleeping, and we'll miss out on what's going on in literature class.
Dang. This sounds like
Anyways.
shit.
So, as usual, I don't remember his name. Mr. Mason has you guys reading one science fiction novel or another, and is discussing. All right, so how would we build one of these, or something to that effect?
Damn.
But not much
This-
going on other than that.
Well, I mean, there is obviously a specific topic being discussed, but you know the general theme for Mr. Mason's classes by now. He doesn't have you. Honestly, he has never had a literature class where he had you guys read like things that are designed for your guys' reading level or anything. Like we don't have Mice and Men, we don't have Hatchet or My Side of the Mountain.
To Killing Mockingbird.
Yeah, none of those. There's not an assigned book list that literature classes have to teach up, in this town at least. And so he is legitimately just having you guys read what he wants to teach you guys about, and basically running it like a shop class with no shop, which is like just like theoretical shop class. In case it wasn't obvious, the very concept amuses me quite a bit.
I can tell. The class is a conversation, not a lesson.
Exactly. I enjoy so much of everything I've made for all this. In case it wasn't obvious, I enjoy all the things I make for this.
We can
Anyways.
tell. It shows in your writing and the fact that you brutally try to murder us with giant Energizer space dogs. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, but yes, today's lesson. He has you guys reading. I'm trying to think of a book that would have the topic in it that I might know off the top of my head. Whatever. I can't think of I can't think of a particular book. I mean, probably one of the Shadowrun ones, but I couldn't remember the exact one. Anyways. So today's so you guys are a few chapters into the book. He has you guys reading. Like he probably had you guys reading it partially during winter break. Just to get a head start before the lessons actually started on it, quote unquote lessons. But the topic is about how in the book, there's I had the word. Hydroponics, like an indoor farm, or like how space stations have their own like special garden departments called like the hydroponics department or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Greenhouses?
Kind of, except greenhouses imply other things, I guess. Anyways,
Greenhouse gases.
no, that's something else entirely.
Yeah, no, whatever. Yeah.
In the book, there's a reference to a hydroponics department, or like the main characters walked through one at one point. And the discussion was about essentially fertilizer. I mean, obviously not basic fertilizer, but space age fertilizers. Admittedly, it doesn't end up being much of a conversation. You can probably guess why. So you want to hazard a guess as to why trying to discuss new age fertilizers with middle school kids probably didn't work out.
Because no one's interested.
No one's in
Attention
the
span.
agricultural department.
And those who are interested are mostly joking about shit. The only one who seems at all actually interested is James, who of course,
Survival.
well, no, his family actually has animals in a small
I was about
little
to say
farm.
he's actually a
They have a
farmer.
garden.
Or he actually has like a farm stuff going.
Yeah, I mean they don't have like a full farm, but they have a few animals and like a small garden that they
Yeet.
use for getting by.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean he's interested. Trevor, of course, went to sleep. I don't know if Riley's much interested in fertilizer.
I mean, not really. Unless it pertains to him in some way, shape, or form. Not, it doesn't entirely intrigue him, but he'll still listen nonetheless in case it's useful information.
Kelly, do you have any thoughts on
Not
Mr.
really.
Mason? All right.
When fertilizer suddenly becomes useful.
Congratulations, Mr. Mason is disappointed in all of you. He wasn't able to have a serious conversation about space age fertilizers.
I mean, talk about plants, maybe. That was already a lesson and a half.
Anyways,
If only I gave it the Last of Us reference. Goddamn. Wrong year.
so eventually the bell rings, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, we're out
It's
here.
time for math.
Oh boy, math time.
Come on, Trevor.
Questionably awake.
Questionably.
Boys is fucking half there.
Don't worry about it.
You going, Riley?
Oh yeah, I'm coming along. Give me a second. We moving. We sipping. It is this one. Okay, make it
Yeah.
easy. Damn.
Fast as fuck, boys.
You out here?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Alright. So you're all in math.
What's
You
up?
have Mr. Williams at the front.
Mm-hmm.
And he is vastly disinterested in today's lesson.
Damn.
Oh.
Hey, same. Possibly, who knows?
Welcome to the club.
Like, this man is normally kind of lifeless, aside from after. Well, here's the thing. In case you guys forgot, because Mr. Williams hasn't shown up much, he's the kind of guy who seems absolutely dead on his feet, takes a sip of coffee, is alive for like 5 seconds, and then just dies again.
Poor
Oh,
fella.
And
fun.
And today, you spot no coffee in sight.
Oh no.
Need a
So
medic.
he's being hit real hard with like lethargy, whichever pronunciation you
I
prefer.
think it's lethargic, so
So
lethargy.
I'm guessing there's not much of a lesson today.
Gonna need a
I
medic.
mean, there's some things on the board.
Damn.
What
But-
is on the board?
I mean, it's like, you know, he's trying to teach some very basic algebra, I suppose.
But
But he's not even like able to figure out the solution himself.
oh no.
This man needs a medic. This man
Like
needs
you-
a.
Like he writes the problem over the course of 15 minutes, despite the fact that it's a very simple problem. Like he has to stop and rewrite parts of it because he just kind of loses himself and drags the chalk down the board as he's passing out on his feet.
Oh my god.
So it takes him like 15 minutes to write this basic beginner algebra problem. And then the next 15 minutes of class are him with his back to the class, hunched over,
I wanna
just
do
staring at
something.
the board, trying to solve the equation he just wrote in his head.
Can I raise my hand? I can.
He's not looking at you,
Dang
so you
it.
can raise your hand all you want.
Mr. Williams, as I raise my hand.
He'll kind of slowly turn and look at you, and you can just see his face like hanging off of his skull a little.
I need to go to the bath. May I go to the bathroom for a minute?
He gives a little nod and just like a little dismissive hand gesture, and then kind of slowly turns back to the board and just looks at it. Just like brings a hand up and slowly just drags it down his face. Just.
Alright. In a minute.
During this time, Kelly's gonna take out a journal and just draw a small bit.
I'll walk back to the cafeteria. I'm gonna go find the lunch ladies. This man needs a medic. Give me a second here.
This man needs to fucking pick me up.
I walk up to the counter and I just say, "Excuse me, is there anyone back there?"
They seem a bit busy cooking, but one of them notices you and comes up to the counter. Shouldn't you be in class?
I am, but unfortunately, I'm in Mr. Williams' class, and it looks like he may need a little bit of a pick-me-up. Would you happen to have any coffee in the back that you could spare?
Oh no, we ran out of coffee a while ago. The store we ran out and everything at the stores was bought up.
Seriously?
Oh god, I feel bad for this man.
That's unfortunate. Oh, well, thank you for at least letting me know. I'll just walk away and go on back. Figure out what's going on and then just walk on back. Thank you. I just sit back down and start contemplating shit.
Any luck?
Nothing. They said the entire store was bought out from coffee. There's not
Really?
a single. The entire store. I was kind of surprised too. They have nothing in the school.
I expect school, yes, but the store-wise?
That's at least what the lunch lady said. There's absolutely nothing in here.
Oh, good lord.
You think there's?
According to
there's
the lunch ladies, there's a coffee shortage in town.
You think it has any correlation?
Maybe.
There's only one way to find out, right?
Yeah.
Afterwards. This man needs his fucking coffee. It's the only grace we get from actually getting a good lesson.
Well, I mean, 15 minutes later of him trying to puzzle out his own problem and the lunch bell rings.
Alright, to lunch we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, eat.
Come on,
As all the students are filing out, Mr. Williams is still just standing there staring at it.
hold on.
Yeah, Kelly, give the man some help.
William? Mr. William?
He like slowly looks over at you.
I'm
Class
hungry.
is done for.
Alright, go to
He
sleep.
just kind of nods and just kind of straightens his back a little and just kind of looks at the board a bit longer.
Mr. Williams,
Just
I hope you don't have any
stare.
more classes today.
He just shrugs like, go on, get to lunch.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good day, Mr. Williams.
Dead on his feet.
Poor fucking dude. My god.
He is like, holy crap.
Williams is powered by coffee.
I can tell, but the man's battery is draining.
It's gone.
I'm gonna
Battery
grab.
is no longer existent.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Jesus Christ! I'm gonna grab the food that I need from the lunch.
Yeah, you can all grab some lunchroom food
Kelly
stuff.
normally has like a lunch bag and such.
Same.
Some food from home.
This is the part where I say yada yada. Boy, gee, I wish I had caring parent.
Yikes.
Yikes.
I'm not going to. We passed that point now. We understand.
Mm-hmm.
Totally not guilty and assisting in that death. I mean, what?
Well, no, you see, I still have a parent. I think. I think I do. We'll fucking see.
Mm.
Anyway, so there's gotta be a coincidence here with the coffee shortage in the car. This can't happen on the one day. Like, come on.
I
Are we sure about that, though?
I
Okay.
mean, right now,
I mean, out of all the people, it would be Mr. Williams, though. To like, he would buy out all the coffee, but then again, he would be fine. Then he wouldn't be dragging his face across the floor here.
yeah.
Like, the poor guy's losing it.
Kelly just kind of like, as she's seeing, she just kind of stops and just like has a face of just like, I'm hoping it's not the case. I'm hoping it's not the case.
Knowing us, it is the case.
No, it's not that. Kelly takes out her journal, flips to the page to the white tree, red vines, purple fruit, with all the life avoiding it, and just slides it over to the two of them.
Oh. Oh, I see. Another
This-
drawing we most likely will have to deal with at some point.
Yeah, this was like a month ago. Also,
Well,
I figured out one of my other drawings, correlation-wise.
Oh, you have.
Wow.
Yeah, one of the drawings I did was like this demon-like figure with like soft hands. I figured. Yeah, you already figured it out, huh?
Why is it?
Sits here, totally not with the gloves on him, like, I wonder.
Yeah.
You're carrying? This is a school area.
You never know when something's gonna happen.
Damn. Alright.
With our track record, you never fucking know.
Well, with our track record, we're prepared for it at least. Well, 3 out of 4 of us.
I am curious on one thing that on what would happen. Kelly reaches and grabs her journal and pulls it back. With the shadow boxer.
What about her?
It kind of, I believe at one point I learned that when she became like that, the only thing remained was her shadow image and those gloves.
I believe that's what was written, yes.
What would happen if we actually interacted the two?
You believe that there's a possibility that something may happen if we use the gloves in
Not
a passive way.
Not
Like in a passive way.
Yeah, just kind of like touch her or something like that.
You think she'll come to her senses, or do you think she'll just...
I don't know.
Listen, if we're doing anything with the gloves, and especially with the shadow boxer, we otherwise use Allison or Trevor, and Allison ain't here.
Hi.
Just looks at Trevor.
Who knows? It might actually free her from her situation.
But didn't we theorize that she was split in half or something?
Yeah, and no part of her is here.
Okay, so how would using the gloves on her bring her back fully?
Well, my guess is part of her remains because the gloves. Because that's what dropped.
But what if we send her half to wherever her other half is? Like, you know, wherever...
Okay, who knows at this point?
Your point is correct. I just don't want to do any more damage than what's been done by others, alright?
What damage are we going to be doing?
There's literally a spaceship in the mountain, and it almost caused the mountain to go
Yeah,
rise up.
I know,
because of Space Dog.
I know, but what damage are we going to be doing? if we interact the shadow boxer with the gloves.
We could completely lose the one person that might be able to give us the answers on the rest of the stuff that this particular individual was doing. The one person that we haven't been able to find ever since all this stuff started.
Yeah, and he's somewhere in bloody space.
I mean, not to say that we won't be able to find him, but I don't recall anyone having knowledge to control the spaceship in the mountain or having a spaceship of their own. Unless Mom's been holding back on me.
I mean, we do have someone now.
It's gonna take weeks for him to get used to that.
I know.
Are we legitimately thinking about this?
I mean, I am, but I'm not forcing any of you guys to do it.
Listen, here's the thing. I want to make sure everything goes well as well, but I'm just making sure to play the devil's advocate so we know what we're doing here.
That's fair enough.
At least
I
I'm
think-
hoping anyway. At least I'm doing this right. I read it in a book once, alright? I think I'm reading the instructions correctly.
You would see Kelly proceed to munch on her food a little bit and continue. I think at worst, I mean, yeah, we wouldn't even know if it's the worst case scenario because the factor is we don't know where her other side is. She could easily have a way back. And we just don't know.
It's possible. Okay.
She could be in a lucky spot in the sense of things.
If you want to try it, we can try it. I mean, we can do it on the way to wherever the hell the car is.
We can't
'Cause
do
I
it
know-
during daytime.
That's true. I just don't want to do it alone. I don't want anybody doing it alone, especially you. Or especially
Ex-
Trevor.
You think we'd be doing it alone? You think
I'm
we'd
just-
be doing it alone?
Listen, listen. At this point, I'm making sure. Knowing Allison, if it were a situation where it was going to cause someone to get hurt, knowing full well, I would believe full-heartedly that Allison would try to do this without telling us. But that's me. That's my thoughts on it. Maybe I don't know her well enough to be able to make that assumption.
No, you would probably be right on that factor.
Okay, good.
Maybe.
I mean, Trevor, you know more than know her
You
well
tend
more
to
than I do.
follow Allison most of the time when we
Yeah, I was
do
gonna-
split ups.
Because I either follow their chaos or have to deal with when they bitch about when it fails.
The picture is still hanging in the art room. I mean, we can go refer back to that if we need to.
Which picture?
The one where I drew Allison and Trevor as their representative figures. One with a giant box for a head and called Blockhead, and the other one hiding in the bush with a bandana on their head pulling out a knife. I distinctly remember that particular art project that had to be done,
Oh my
Yes.
god.
and I followed suit. Very good.
Oh.
I'm just stating is that while you guys were having your existential crises during that particular day,
I'm
I had L
sorry.
class. I had a class.
I'm sorry I had a
That
little
brain
bit of an
network
existential crisis from the fact that some weird shit's been going on with me.
We've all had weird shit.
You're not the one with being possessed most of the time.
You killed my mother.
That was me.
It's a group effort.
To be fair, she was kind of already dead when that happened.
Your point is taken and duly noted. But I am emotionally distraught.
Don't worry, it only gets worse.
God damn it.
It's awesome. Words you never want to hear from your DM ever.
But yeah, I'm sorry. It's just the factor of my existential crisis at the current state of things. It's just mostly due to the fact that I don't know, drawing weird stuff that could possibly tell a little bit on future events. Being possessed a good number of times. Luckily, it's just been with you know who, but I'm not touching those gloves.
You know, I'm fine with that.
Fine. I'll just keep using them.
I'd rather not fight a very angry small person and get punched halfway to New Hampshire from here. In all honesty.
Truthfully, I would think you guys would be able to tie me down or something.
Honestly, from what I saw the last time you had what happened to you, I don't think it was going to be as easy as you placed it. Just saying that now.
Fair enough. I had to
You
steal.
punched the dog out of town. Literally.
I
At
was
what point
in
would
no
that be
control.
easy to handle?
I was in no control. Literally, I was stuck in my own head with like a voice that was going like hatred, violence, pain, and so forth. Mr. Edgy
I don't think Edge
talking.
exists in the 80s.
Yes, it did.
Oh, it did?
It was just called emo back then, but don't worry about it.
Damn.
But it's like Mr. Emo Boy,
Mhm.
like only mentioning about pain, suffering, and so forth. As I had no control over my body, and I was freaking out over the fact that I was nearly about to hurt you guys.
Honestly, it went well. I had a fear that you were going to deck me across the face at one point in time, but it was fine. Well, technically speaking, you almost decked half of us across the face, but it was fine. We worked it out. It's well. The gloves are no longer in your possession, and it's great.
It's
Yeah.
fine. I'll hold on to them.
Yeah, see, Trevor's got it, and Trevor's shown that he's capable of using the gloves. At least I think. There's going to be a
Wasn't
time where
I
you're
was
not.
the one that first figured out how the gloves worked?
Yeah, and he's the one that killed my mother with them. So, in all honesty, I think
Technically, Shadowboxer got the final kill, but yeah. I assist him.
again, group effort, emotionally unstable, yada yada, so on and so forth. Continuing on. Here's the thing. If this is the plan that we're going with, alright, we're gonna go figure out what's going on with the Shadow Boxer at some point in time.
But that's gonna be
Currently,
later on today
Yeah.
once it gets dark enough for us to see her.
later, some point in time. Currently, we're gonna figure out what jalopy you guys saw and why it exists, if it's a concern at all, due to it going into the business district. And if it is a concern, what we need to do to handle such an issue.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I'm not gonna say anything that'll be like, oh, it's just this and that's it. No, because with this town, it seems to show more and more likely that it's not the case.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing to be happy.
No, that was a sarcastic yeah.
Oh, okay, good. I was gonna be like, out of all the places.
No, that was a sarcastic one.
All right, I think we're all done here eating food and stuff and having our moment,
Yeah.
Mr. DM. Unless you have something, i.e., student comes in, proposes problem, kids handle it in some way. I don't know. Your destiny,
Next
do
class.
something. Destiny, you
I
do
mean,
something.
Kelly's gonna take one look around the cafeteria again.
Damn.
Respawn?
Yes, hello.
Kelly takes a look around the cafeteria.
I mean, things seem pretty calm.
I don't like how you said that.
Where's the
Even-
boys?
Yeah, I was gonna say, where are the O'Malleys? Like, no controversy, no drama, no stealing of food, no nerd. Just quiet.
Even Reggie and Ricky seem to be just kind of quietly eating their food.
All right, we're in a parallel universe where everything is working normally. We need to get out while we still can.
I'm
In a
just
parallel
gonna
universe where everything is wrong.
I'm gonna do this, see if, cause this just feels a little bit off because
Yeah, nothing's ever this quiet.
Does anyone want to make a roll to try and?
I'm already dead.
Kelly's our eyes. No,
Well,
screw it. I'll do
nothing.
something.
Nothing about the cafeteria itself seems wrong. The food seems fine. The tables seem fine. The room generally is fine. Something's wrong with the people, though.
Something's wrong with the people? What do you mean?
I mean, Reggie and Ricky are quiet and just eating.
Oh God, it's a union.
In fact, there's not much talking happening at all. Everyone's just kind of
Okay,
doing.
did everyone need coffee?
Do you want to do a roll of some kind?
All right. Do I have a social environment roll? Do I have a social roll?
I'm
Check a
gonna
social
also
envi-
do an empathize roll to see
I
if
was about
there's.
to say.
Yes, empathize
it's
would be
empathy.
the reading people role
Yeah,
rather
I'm gonna
than
do
the
that.
environment, rather than
Damn.
So you all aren't able to tell much, but you are able to read that there is something.
There's something.
I'm going to expand on it. There is something.
Wow.
It's
Wouldn't
not
expect.
necessarily. Could you stop interrupting? I'm like dramatically pausing.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to set a mood here, and you keep talking.
Sorry. Go ahead. Do your dramatic.
So there is something. It's not particularly hard to say what, but it's hard to say if anyone else has even noticed. As if they're even aware that they're acting different, like, as if anyone else might not be aware that they're acting differently than normal. Almost like just by some minor amount of instinct, everyone's being quiet, and they don't realize that it's instinct that has driven them to this. Without thinking, everyone has seemingly just gone quiet.
Okay, this is
Just
not.
to say something is wrong.
This is not normal.
And on an animalistic, instinctual level, everyone here knows it.
Trevor, I think they know you have gloves, and they're scared.
No. Normally there'd be
I hope not.
chatter. There would be talking.
You know, I agree with you on that particular statement. Even though due to my limited number of times I've been in school, something tells me is something wrong.
With Disney students and crowds?
You think we missed a school meeting or something?
Oh. Hope not.
You think
They're
the
boring anyway.
education board did something bad?
Is there
I
any
mean-
familiar faces other than Ricky and Reggie in the place?
I mean, Oliver and Charlie are also somewhere.
Somewhere.
They're somewhere in the room eating.
James?
James is sitting with you guys as he does.
Oh, so he's been listening in on our theorizing and such?
And he's been quiet as well?
Yeah.
So we've been the only ones making the noise in the entire lunchroom.
Hey,
If you want to
James.
make an empathize roll to figure out if to figure out if everyone's been listening to you, you're welcome to.
Let's do it.
No.
Damn.
No one's been attempting to listen in or probably has heard much of anything.
Hey,
Hello.
James.
Yeah.
You good?
Yes, I'm fine.
Yo, what's up with the social silence, my guy?
You normally have some stuff to chime in about here and there.
I suppose I just don't feel like talking much.
Hmm,
That would be understandable, but everybody else in the room is.
just as quiet.
Maybe they don't feel like talking much either.
No. At this point, the O'Malley brothers would be fighting each other at this point. This isn't normal. I mean, James, you know this more than I do. I mean, those guys go ham every day.
It is odd.
Where's Allison to cause chaos when we need her?
You know, this is the one time, yeah, where Allison would probably be needed to lift the mood in some way, shape, or form. And
Yeah,
we
my
just
word.
have-
It's almost like I really did want Allison here to play a bigger role in what was happening today.
You can just imagine Allison just standing on the table and be like, "Be social, you jerks!"
Yes.
Or just, fucking screaming, causing a scene and creating chaos. Fuck.
Right?
It turns out that in a lot of settings, when you take out the main player in those settings, it gets a lot scarier.
You know what? That's bad.
This is true.
That's good for the DM, though.
I mean, I do like being spooky. I wasn't planning on being this spooky, but hey, here we are.
Well, you know what? You've officially made me scared. So, You know,
Hmm.
hell.
Okay, I'm starting to get concerned.
You know, Kelly, it doesn't seem like skipping school doesn't seem that bad anymore. If we can escape whatever the hell's going on in here.
You know what? Gonna agree with you on that one.
I was like,
GTFO!
let's get out while we still can. Because at this point, I'm not willing to sit in here with the quiet kids, especially the O'Malley brothers.
Let's
That's just
go
creeping me
out
the
as
fuck
if
out.
we're going out to recess.
Got you. We're gonna escape through the fence line, jump the tree.
Yeah.
Jump a tree. You mean jump the
Jump
There
the
aren't-
fence.
There aren't fences. It's just
Ugh.
trees.
I was about to say, escape through the fence line, jump the tree. You mean jump? You mean escape through the tree line and jump the
Nah.
fence?
We
Come
just jump on the
on.
forest. Alright. We get in the hell out of dodge. We get in the hell out of dodge.
We getting out of dodge by using a dodge.
This school doesn't have hall monitors, right?
I mean, if there were any, it would probably be Oliver, and he's already booked solid in the library.
Your point is correct.
Oh, I'm concerned if I gotta see when. I know he's probably gonna not be terribly too happy with me, but I gotta see one person.
Who?
Who's the batshit insane person that we normally visit?
Oh no. You
Ah,
know, we usually have Allison to discuss.
This is a test of sorts. If he's not his normal self,
concern.
What if he's not even here? What if he left?
he's
Don't
our
jinx
teacher.
it.
We don't have the art class today. He's mostly at his house.
Okay.
So you guys are running next door to Mr. Henderson's house?
Yeah.
Yo.
Alright.
Are you following?
Yeah, I'm coming through it because I'm running out of map.
I assume you guys plan to come back at the end of lunch.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright.
Possibly.
I'm not going to worry about switching maps then, since we'll just be right back here in a bit.
Mm.
But, you know, you guys run through the tree line and you find yourself in Mr. Henderson's backyard, which is still a bit snowy, but, you know.
And
Kelly goes up to the back door and knocks on it. Henderson?
Is the yard still the same, or did he change it again to mess with the mayor?
Currently, the backyard is a maze.
Oh.
Ah, fuck.
It is a whole bunch of, like, 2 to 3 foot snow walls, which of course are only, 2 to 3 feet tall, so they're not actually that much of a predicament, and they're made of snow. They're just scattered
Kinda
about.
cheap.
I mean, they're not
Kelly-
in the way.
Yeah, Kelly quickly goes up to the back door and knocks on it. Henderson,
Yeah.
you there?
A few moments, you hear the locks of the door slowly clicking, and then the door opens slowly. Henderson is standing there. He's got slippers and a suit.
Oh.
Hey, Mr.
Oh.
Henderson, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling quite all right.
Oh, really? And you're contrary than what's going on in the school.
I'm instantly gonna be.
I mean, you'd be able to obviously notice that he is actually talking quieter than normal. And he's also normally when he wears his suit, like, he is one for wacky outfits, but usually if he's wearing his suit, he wears matching shoes. Like, that's the one outfit that he usually keeps as one piece. So slippers with the suit is actually odd even for him.
Henderson, you don't seem fine. You're wearing slippers with your suit.
Well, I mean, that's to preserve the fineness, I suppose. Do you want to come in?
Kelly has this, like, expression of, oh no. And looks back at the two.
Do or die, I guess.
I mean, what else?
Sure. it's just I gotta see how you are doing because the whole like the cafeteria area was totally being weird. Like
He would slowly close the door after all of you guys come inside.
like everybody was quiet. Even
Well, I suppose perhaps they've heard, or perhaps somehow they just know.
know what?
I suppose you three might not be quite as aware. It seems that a particular individual has returned home.
Who?
Well, I suppose you're aware of the weasel business.
Yeah,
Yes.
those guys are kind of after us. Well, me and Trevor anyway.
Well, it seems that sometime in the night, while most of us were asleep, their CEO returned from his outing.
That's who owns that loud ass car?
That would be the one.
The nice car needs to get it fixed though.
Why is everybody so silent because of that?
Well, again, I suppose you weren't really aware, but the CEO of the Weasel Incorporated business is not. Well, he's not exactly right. Is really the only term I can think of to describe him.
Right?
Oh boy.
He's not quite right. As you may have already noticed, there seems to be a shortage of coffee.
Yeah. The math
In fact,
teacher
he's part of.
was
In
kind
fact,
of
he's part of the reason why I don't drink the stuff.
yeah,
I used to drink. I used to drink coffee, caffeinated teas as well. But anytime he's in town, he always has this habit, or perhaps it's some plan of his, where he will buy up, quite literally, all forms of caffeination in town.
Mmm.
So what? The guy's got a coffee thing. Is that a bad thing?
I
I
thought
mean, Mr. Williams doesn't exactly have a good day.
I suspect it might be more than that. It's not just about
I thought I had a
keeping.
caffeine problem.
It's not just about having coffee for himself. I suspect it might also have something to do with making sure others don't have it.
Dick.
but it still doesn't explain why everybody's kind of this odd quiet tone and such. Hell, even the O'Malley's, who are normally loud and rambunctious and just kind of bullying each other in a sense of brother style, were quiet.
Well, I would attribute that again to the fact that he's not right.
Has he done anything to town to earn this? I guess environmental way?
It's more just seeing him, or even just knowing he's nearby, has a way of scaring people, making them afraid.
And he's
Not necessarily actively afraid. Like, sure, you might see a chainsaw and scream. It's more an unease.
and it's bad to the point that it's just everybody in town.
Yes.
Alright.
One hell of a reputation.
I was gonna say, nobody knows what he's done, but yet is able to give this aura of unease. He must have done something hella crazy.
It's hard to say. There's very little known about the man, considering how little time he spends here these days.
How long was he gone? How long was he gone the last time he was here?
He's been gone about 20 years now.
Ah.
Okay. He turns to Kelly. This is not a coincidence that after all the crap we've been through for the past couple of months, he comes back now.
Yeah.
I blame this town. Okay, but he turns back and it's like, okay, So he's back in town. How long how long does he usually stay between these excursions of leaving town? Like a day, a week?
Well, when he left last time, for the 20 years, he only left after two things had happened. First, one of the local businesses was run out of business, and he bought up their property.
Oh,
What was the business?
It was one of the office buildings up in the business district. To be fair,
Ah,
that business still has its own name, but
oh shit! He's gonna be after the Badgers.
they're essentially puppeteered by Weasel Incorporated.
mm.
Hmm.
And the other weird thing that occurred before you left?
Well, it was around the time that some of those more interesting events started to occur, back when that old scientist was still about.
Hmm. I have a bad
Continue?
feeling about this.
I mean, as I said, the two things that happened were Mr. Logan's experiments going a bit strange, one would assume, based on what you told me and based on what was occurring in the town back in those days.
Hmm.
And Weasel had gained an extra business under its thumb.
Okay.
After all that, he just left and was gone for roughly 20 years, and now he's back.
And you've never met the man in person?
Oh, I have.
Oh,
Can't say I'm too fond of him.
sounds about right.
What kind of presence is, like, is it just natural fear, or what seems to be off about him?
I mean, I can't say it's any specific thing.
I mean, you gotta be crazy to buy up all the coffee in town.
The smile, the look in his eyes, his features in general just seem off by at least some slight bit.
Hmm.
The way he stands, the way he moves.
When was his first appearance in the town?
I still would have been perhaps a bit young back then. He's been around quite a long time. As I said, he came home. He was born and raised here in this town.
Pleasure.
Built his
Well,
business here.
For
Kelly
someone
stops and thinks a bit.
Hmm.
I'm starting to get a little worried.
There's gotta be more dirt on this guy than this does.
We're actually
For-
going to be thinking about stopping by and out of curiosity, but seeing how the rest of the kids are and so forth, it's kind of actually piqued our interest a little bit more than that.
I
Oh,
I personally cannot recommend going anywhere near him or that building of his.
we were gonna ask, because I believe we asked this question. I asked this question earlier to you, Kelly. We wanted to make sure, just as a safety thing, is that if any of the weasels at the Badgers put any funding towards the school, just in case they might have access to something, as a safety thing.
Do they
No,
have?
I can assure you we don't allow for outside funding.
Okay.
We keep our records safe. And if anyone did compromise that, they'd most likely lose their job.
Okay.
Knowing what's been going on the past couple of months, that would it be that far-fetched?
I mean, for us, we tend to have that mindset because of all the stuff that we've been going through, which,
Being paranoid pays off.
eh, I mean, I've told you about what's been going on with us, so
He's kind of already seen half the crazy stuff we've done.
yeah. But I've been still keeping him up to date with things.
That's true. Alright. So what's the plan now? We kind of know to stay away from the place, at least we've been informed to. Whether or not we do is up for debate. But now what? We can just go on with school and completely ignore it until it becomes an issue we can't ignore, or we...
I truthfully don't want it to be an issue we can't ignore.
Well, what do? We can't just stomp into the facilities and tell the man to give back coffee. It's not exactly a thing
We
we
don't
can
even
do.
know what's the issue. That's the thing.
Alright, I have an idea. It's a little bit far-fetched, but it might be something worth looking into. If there's one place that I know that might hold the information we may need, it's gonna be the library. There might be some books on the place, on the town, that we might be able to look into in terms of this Weasel and Badger Corporation.
Fair enough.
If there's any books on the company or any of its records, we might be able to find it there. But I'm not saying it's possible they could have done something about it, but it is a public place. You know, freedom to withhold information and such.
Yeah.
So, if we're done with our visit here and ensuring
Yeah.
the safety of our favorite individual, then we might get back to school, finish our day, and
Yeah. We're
move
gonna
to the
be heading
library.
back. We're gonna be heading back to the school. I just wanted to make sure you're okay, Henderson, because truthfully, it was kind of unnerving on how all the kids were acting.
Oh, I assure you, I'll be fine.
If the mayor can't get him, then I don't think this guy can get him either.
Yes. Just don't be surprised you don't see me wandering town for quite a while.
No,
Hmm.
it's okay. I get it.
I have no interest in running into the man myself.
Just make sure you don't get enough attention to have him coming to your doorstep.
Truthfully, I'm surprised that the other kid, especially James.
Hmm.
What bothers
Yes.
me most is just James, because he wasn't part of the town. He moved in during the time he was gone.
The funny thing is, when you walk any part of life, it kind of does affect you in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but I would think that James would be kind of in the sense of like us at the current state of things.
He didn't know. He doesn't care. He wasn't aware of it at the time.
But it's just the fact that he's acting similar to the rest of the kids. That what bugs me.
Fear is an interesting thing.
I would think he would voice that in some regard, or
I mean,
or bounce off our energy a little bit on such.
he might have his own concerns, but we'll see. There's only one way to find out, and that's getting back to the school.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Time and a place for a lot of things. So, we best make our leave and get moving if we want to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. It's good to see you again, Mr. Henderson.
Of course, anytime.
Tilly heads back out for the back door and starts heading to the school. Are you guys going to follow?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are heading back to the school.
Yeah.
Well, time to find out if anything happened while we were gone. That's if anything happened, obviously.
Oh, good lord. How's Mr. Wellman going to be reacting?
You know, only one way to find out.
Is the kid still in the cafeteria, or are they...
They're slowly, packing up the lunches and getting ready to move to the last class of the day.
Did none of them actually go out to recess?
No, everyone stayed inside.
You know. Something telling me we in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting as well.
Well, let's look for the
Alright.
positives and keep going through the day.
We just have one more class, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
You say that.
Come on.
Alright. Just. Mm,
Oh, wrong class. My
I was
bad.
gonna
I'm
say,
like, already had
math.
that today.
Sorry.
Mr. Williams doesn't need another class, alright? Poor guy's gotta go
Fair
to
enough.
bed. Poor man's gotta go to bed.
Okay, respawn.
You guys are in history.
I think we'll be history shortly.
So, at the front of the classroom is Mr. Willman. He's not late. He's not climbing through windows or sliding along tables or doing anything of the sort. He's just standing there for the moment. He's
Oh.
dressed. He's dressed up in, something akin to Renaissance clothing. Very poofy, feather in his hat. And he seems to be sweating.
Mhm.
You good, Mr. Wellman?
He turns his head to look at you a bit. And I won't even require an empathize roll for this. But you'll notice from the look in his eyes that he is not sweating because this outfit is hot.
Is he scared?
Most likely.
Kenny looks around the room.
The other kids also seem a bit confused looking at him. A few of them seem to have realized, one, that he's sweating, and two, that the room is quite cold, actually, considering it's winter.
Wellman?
I sense doom.
He just kind of takes a moment, swallows, tries to compose himself, and then starts his lesson. He starts talking about the Renaissance a bit, how it was a great time for art, and how there were a lot of great pieces of work and some very interesting fashion choices that happened back in those days. And you can tell that this is the sort of lesson that he would have been really energetic about. He would have been really bouncy. He would have been pointing at all these fun pictures he has posted up on the wall. He would have made a joke when one of them fell off, which of course one does. You can almost picture in your head exactly how he wanted to teach this lesson. Yet for the next half hour that is history class, you watch him take small tentative steps between pictures, barely moving his arms to point to the ones he's talking about, and there seems to be an ever-present, almost stuttering to his manner of speaking that normally isn't there.
Oh no.
Kelly just has this worried expression on her. Uh, It like she doesn't know what exactly is what's going on, but she just feels worried in a sense of things, seeing how Mr. Wellman is. And looks back at looks at the other, Riley and Trevor.
Yeah, we'd all. At least Riley would be still worried.
Weird.
Unnerving.
Yeah, this is definitely off.
Very. At least I'd still listen to the class and do my best to try to ignore it.
Eventually, class does end, and that's it for the school day, and you're all allowed to go home.
He walks up to Mr. Wellman.
He's sitting at his desk as he hears the bell. He kind of shuffled over there and just sat down and is just kind of looking at his desk with his hands on it.
Wellman?
Yes, Kelly.
Are you okay?
I'll be fine. Just had a bit of a
Mm,
shocking run-in earlier.
with who?
Oh, no.
The local CEO of Weasel Corp.
Is he that terrifying?
You notice as he doesn't really respond, but there's just this ongoing tapping, as though he can't keep one of his hands still, as it's just constantly drumming on the desk.
Wellman,
Oh, yes, Kelly?
is he really that bad to get you scared?
Well, I mean, I should certainly hope that no one should ever have to meet him. Sure he's a fine, upstanding gentleman. It's just not a comfortable man to be near.
Is it like his presence?
I can't say for certain what it is about him, but something about his look. And then, even after you can't see him, simply knowing that he's nearby is enough to keep it going.
What do you mean nearby? Is he at the school?
No, he's not here at the school.
Okay.
It seems like maybe there's something he doesn't want to tell you.
Wellman,
Yes?
I'm actually really concerned about you. What's wrong?
I'll be fine.
Mm-mm. This is not a sign of I'm gonna be fine from you.
If you want, you could try doing an empathize or charm roll to get it out of him.
Trevor.
Fuck.
Ugh.
I'm gonna try charm as well.
Alright.
God damn it.
You're just not having it today, are you?
No, I'm not. I wanna attempt to do use one of my luck points on.
Why don't
Yes,
you
but-
wait? Hold up. Before you use your luck points, just have Trevor talk to him.
Yeah, Trevor.
What's up?
Mr. Woman isn't giving us the info. Do your thing.
Hard time, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Try doing your thing.
Nah, fuck.
Try charm. Try charm.
Now we're fucked.
We're just not getting anything today. I see.
You wanna
You
try,
were-
Well-
Riley?
Mr.
You want me
Wellman's
to-
just shaking his head.
Wanna try, Riley? Go on.
You want me to talk to him?
Yeah,
Alright,
go ahead
alright.
and see if you can get some points with him.
All right. But I'm not making any promises. All right. I mean, can I present my case now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Listen, I understand it. We talked to a couple people about this Weasel CEO guy, and it gives me the creeps too, from what I understand. He bought up all the fucking coffee. Who does that? I mean, who in their right mind buys coffee? But we just need to know that you're gonna be okay, and that there isn't anything currently wrong. Just give us that. That's all we need.
He kind of glances up at Riley. Like he's looking at you. Like, Like a man looking down the barrel of a gun. He kind of gives a very minor jerk of his head, like he's telling you to get closer, as his hand continues to tap almost feverishly on the surface of his desk.
Riley would lean in as best he can.
He kind of whispers to you, glancing a little bit at Kelly as he does. I'm not worried about myself at the moment. I'm worried because I ran into him when I went to get this outfit.
Shit. Riley's eyes would go wide, and he'd look at Kelly, and he'd look back at Mr. Woman and nod. And be like, okay, I'll do my best. And he'd look over at Kelly and Trevor and pull them aside and be like, okay, we're gonna go home now. Thank you, Mr. Woman. You stay safe.
Take care, kids.
He'd pull both Kelly and Trevor aside and be like, he's at Kelly's house.
Wait, what?
He's not afraid for himself. He met him while he was buying the outfit. He's at Kelly's house.
Well, was.
Was or is, I don't care.
He's still there.
He tainted himself, his aura all over Kelly's house, and that don't fly. He's moving around town, but why would he be at... Why? Wait a minute. None of this
Okay.
makes any fucking sense.
I need to see if my mom's okay.
That's number one. We gotta get going, though, if we want to be quick.
Yeah.
Let's ride.
Kelly starts looking at.
So you guys head out to the front of the school?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, the weasel guys.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
She stops. Is like, should we be concerned about the weasel guys?
Trevor, roll investigate. Riley, roll
I was
investigate.
about to say, I'm already way the fuck up here.
Trevor, through the glassed front door, you see something across the street. Riley, you see this as well.
Okay. Okay.
Kelly walks
Kelly,
up.
roll investigate.
No!
You know what? Fine. I told you it'd come and kick you back later in the session, and it did.
I'll go up the tally.
Uh-huh.
For one success, you notice a very particular car with a limp parked outside the antique shop.
He's at the house.
For two successes, you notice him walking out to get into his car. For three successes, you notice there are other weasel guys nearby keeping an eye on him in the general area. Not as though they're looking for you guys, but as in they're just kind of there as an escort for him. And what you get for the fourth success, you notice that he seems to have a briefcase with some paperwork poking out of it that he's carrying with him as he's getting into the car.
Kelly, we need to wait. He needs to be gone. Can't.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until there's no signs of these guys before running in. What?
Trevor, get the gloves.
You would also notice that he looks over at you guys for a moment before driving away.
We've been spotted.
Enemy spotted.
Enemy spotted.
Is the weasel guy still around?
It seems as he drives down the road in his limping car and turns probably to go back to the Weasel building, the rest of them seem to just scatter off into town.
So, it might be a little bit harder for you guys to be going town norm.
Kelly proceeds to head to her home, seeing there's no signs of the weasel guys.
Alright, we'll go ahead and go back to the big map. Back to town.
Back to town. So, shit happened.
Kelly goes to her home, kind of just runs over. Hey, Ma.
You see your mother with her arms crossed defiantly, standing behind the counter, just kind of staring blankly ahead at the moment. You can
Ma-
hear one of her feet tapping quickly on the floor.
Mom?
You see her just like shake her head like she's coming out of a dream or a trance and looks down and she's like, "Oh, hello, Kelly."
Ma, what's up?
"Oh, it's nothing. Just business is all. How was
Like,
school?"
well, everybody's been acting weird and such. Uh, how was your business and such like that? Anything strange being picked up and so forth?
Well, I mean, of course, Mr. Wellman was here.
Yeah.
He went to buy one of the Renaissance outfits.
I did notice one customer coming out of the store.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did he buy anything?
It seems that he was more in the interest. Well, no, he didn't.
What was he interested in?
He was propositioning me for buying the store itself, or, the business.
What?
I Don't worry, I said no and turned him away, though it was quite a sizable amount. I've no intention of selling this antique store to anyone.
Why would he be interested in buying the antique store?
I don't know. It's hard to say what's going through that man's head.
Did he have a briefcase full of papers when he first walked in?
Yes, it was documents to go forward with the transaction. He'd gotten copies of all the essential paperwork, proper legal forms, and of course a sizable check that I'm certain from their business's reputation wouldn't have bounced if I had gone through with it.
Hmm.
But I turned him away.
I mean, I really hope you did. I mean, this is also our home.
Of course.
It's not like we actually have a house in the like in the more house-filled area. This is actually our home. On top of it being your store.
Yeah, it's home. I mean, it was more than enough money. We probably could have bought a new home anywhere, any
Mm.
kind we wanted. But this is home.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of how nice a house or where exactly. This is our home. I'm not no intention of letting that man get his fingers in it.
Anything else weird occurred with him being here?
Nothing in particular. He did scare the dickens out of Mr. Wellman.
Yeah,
We
I
were
saw.
having jovial, lighthearted conversation while I was ringing up the outfit for him, and it probably would have gone on for another 15 minutes. He probably would have late to his own class again. But as soon as that man walked in, I watched Mr. Wellman turn white and scurry out. He didn't even collect his change. Then I then he just walked around as though he were thinking about buying things, or perhaps just measuring me up a bit.
Mm. Yeah, I saw the aftermath for Mr. Wellman. He wasn't his normal self. Hell, everybody in the school wasn't their normal self. Everybody was quiet and seemed fearful in the sense of things.
I wish I could just put my finger on what it is about him that's so unsettling. Just looking at him is it's just he's there's something not right about him.
Mr. Robertson and Wellman even stated that. I'm surprised I haven't even gotten word about this while everybody else in the school did. Which is odd because even James is affected by this.
It's hard to say. Perhaps kids are just better at sensing evil, as I'm sure that man is.
I'm gonna be out with some friends.
Alright. Just make sure that if you see that man or anyone who works for his company, you stay away.
I'll
I
try
swear,
to.
it's like that. I swear. You don't know your mother to be particularly religious, but she kind of does a cross, head, torso, shoulder, shoulder, over her body. It's almost like that man embodies all the worst parts of being human.
Okay, I'm gonna meet up with some of my friends again. I'll keep an eye out, and if I do see them, I'll definitely run, okay?
Okay. Be safe, darling.
I will. With that, Kelly heads back outside.
Or the other two have been waiting, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
generally speaking.
Trevor?
Hmm.
I think we should check the record store.
Okay.
He was trying to buy out my mom's shop.
That's not good.
I.
Let,
Ow.
let's see if I have a bad feeling, but let's see if how that goes.
Yeah.
Riley, come on.
Yep, coming along. Give me a second. There you go. Moving. Ah.
Do we see anything in front of the music store?
No. I mean, normally when the store's open, there's usually one or two people milling about outside, but there's not even that at the moment.
This town's dead because this guy's here. The hell?
Hmm.
Petrified the whole town.
Kelly
You would
opens.
notice
Go
you would
ahead.
notice that the door is locked and the sign has been flipped to closed, though the opening and closing hours say that it should be open at the moment.
Why?
Yeah, Trevor's like, what the?
Trevor, your mom
Hmm.
usually open around this time, right?
She was gone when I got up this morning. What the hell?
Yeah, Trevor, you would know that the store should normally be open. Like, this is actually like peak hours where the most sales happen. To be closed right now is, well,
Ludicrous.
very, very weird.
I
Yeah.
think we should probably check your house.
Yeah, I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna go check if she went home or something. Maybe something happened.
Before you start walking away, can I get some investigate rolls?
Oh boy.
All right. No, it's
Hey.
fine. Don't bother. It's fine.
Damn.
Oh, the rest of you can go home. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so Kelly and Riley, you would both be able to hear what sounds like someone very quietly, somewhat away from the door, sobbing softly.
Kelly instantly grabs Trevor's shirt. Hold on. I think your mom's still in there.
What should we do? The door's locked.
Just
Trevor-
gonna lightly knock the door real quick and be like, Ma?
Doesn't mom like give you a spare key or something?
Trevor, you would know where there's a spare key.
Ah, cool.
It's hidden under one of the dumpsters around the back.
Beautiful.
And would open the back staff door.
Yeah. Give me a sec. Going around back right quick, getting that, and just gonna head in.
Right. You are now inside the record shop. The lights are out. The place is, closed. And you can hear your mother crying from behind the counter. And of course, you can see Kelly and Riley at the front door.
He's just gonna kind of like gesture them, being like, 1 sec.
All good,
Kelly,
dude. Take your time.
Kelly gives a thumbs up.
Just walks up to my mom and is like, "Is my fucking
would-
Amazon?"
You would
thing
walk up.
off?"
You would walk
Anyway,
up to the counter, and you can't see her at first because of the angle. As you get closer, you can kind of see over the counter, and you see her kind of sitting on the floor, curled up a bit, just kind of quietly crying into her own arms.
he's gonna put his stuff down and like go behind the counter and just sit with her.
All right. It takes Moby maybe a minute or two, but she seems to eventually realize that you're there, and she looks over slowly, like, "Hey, sport.
What's going on?
Oh, just had a visit from someone I would have preferred never to have seen."
Sounds like he has an effect on a lot of the town.
Suppose something happened at school then?
The entire school's off. Apparently, he tried buying Kelly's store.
Oh no.
Yeah. Similar offer?
Something like that, yes. He wanted to buy the record shop, and I said no, but as he left, I heard him. Well, I heard one of the others, those weasel bastards with him, talking about how they're gonna go talk to the next business they're after is the office your dad works at.
Okay, so that kind of. Okay, that takes something off, but at least. Fuck, that may come back now then.
You might want to let if you run into Kelly, you might want to let her know as well, since I'm pretty sure her dad works there too.
Hmm. We'll see how that goes. Second he gets in, he starts doing crap like this.
I I don't think I can run the shop anymore today. I'll probably head home.
I'll see you when I get back.
All right, be safe. She kind of gently grabs either side of your head and kisses your forehead before slowly getting up and grabbing the keys and making her way out the back staff door to go home.
Mm. It's gonna go and unlock the fucking front door and let them in before locking it behind him.
So what happened?
Fucking jackass made the same offer, and apparently he's heading to the office my dad works at.
What?
That's not good.
That's also where my
Yes.
dad works at.
Yeah.
I mean, if we remember from what he said, he was one of two things happens before he leaves. He buys something, and then something crazy happens. So he didn't buy your shop, Kelly. He didn't.
Well,
I was
you're
over here thinking that he already fucking bought that place. Never mind.
No, I think it's
Let's grab the other
another
one next to it
office
then.
area that he bought.
Yeah, I must have grabbed the one next to it then, so he's after that one now, so. Fucking hell, man.
What are we gonna do?
I mean,
Do
what's
you,
there really to do? I mean, what, a bunch of kids try to fuck up a business deal?
you got a point there, but something just feels off.
Everything about this guy feels off to everyone, apparently.
Yeah. I still want to see if my dad's okay.
Alright.
I seeing how my mom was, I'm concerned on how my dad would be.
Alright. We can head over that way now, then.
Hmm. We're taking the front door or the back door?
Back door. Fucking spare key I know of back there only locks that one.
Okay. Ellie heads to the back door then.
There.
Riley, you coming?
Riley.
Riley.
Come on!
No, did we lose Riley? Did we lose Riley? Kuma. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost Kuma.
Oh no.
Can't believe Kuma's fucking dead.
Should we continue on a little bit with him, or what are we gonna do?
Let's give him a few minutes. And if he's not back by then, we can go a little bit longer just to kind of reach a stopping point and then call it if he's not back by then.
Okay. I'm gonna type. I am curious on what this guy looks like. What's so off about him and such? Kuma. I just sent him a DM saying, "You good?"
Yeah. I said we'll give him like
I'm sorry, the Weasel brothers just attempted to buy off my Wi-Fi. I told them no.
There we go.
Anyway, where were we? Something scary shit happening.
We're gonna be
Yeah.
going to the offices to see
Okay.
Kelly's dad because they're on their way to that point.
Okay. Lead the way.
I'm guessing the fronts are over here and such. More inward.
yeah, because this is big furniture store like IKEA basically, but not
Mhm.
IKEA. Offices.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about where the entrance is. Like, is it right here
Ah.
or over here?
This office building has it on this side. This office building has one on this side and that side.
Okay. So Kelly goes up here, and before she fully turns, she's gonna look around the corner slightly.
All right. Roll me investigate, just real quick.
Nope.
So doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary.
You guys want to check?
You think they're already here?
You each just peek your head around the corners one after the other like a totem pole.
Yeah, let's go for it. What could go wrong?
There's one. There's a two.
All right. So Trevor, you would notice that the coast seems clear. There's no weasel guys out in front of this office. The limping car is not here.
Mm-hmm.
Riley, what you would notice on top of what he noticed is you do see the limping car out there by the weasel building.
Okay. I just realized I rolled with. I'm still fucking injured. I've been rolling with the condition the entire time. Do I need to still keep that?
No.
You can get rid of that. You probably would have healed
Okay.
by now.
Okay.
There has been like a few weak jumps, so you know it's fine.
Healing. Anyway. Okay. Riley would look back at the crew. Alright, so it looks like he's back in home base. He's back in the building. So I don't think he's
Okay.
made any offers yet, or he's already made some and we're
Does
coming in.
Kelly
Yeah.
know which office building her dad works in?
It would, in fact, you two's dads work in this smaller one here in the middle.
Okay. Kelly goes around the corner and heads inside.
Oh.
It's a nice little front lobby area with a lady who is trying to look nice,
Trying.
sitting behind the desk.
Uh,
Front desk lady who is trying to look nice. She's clearly a bit on the older side, and she has a little candy dish of specifically hard candies that probably don't taste good just looking at them. But she's sitting there, and she kind of shifts her like half rim glasses out of the way a little bit, so she can kind of squint her eyes at you three from over the counter. She's like, "What are you kids doing here?"
seeing how our dads are doing?
Yeah.
All right. It's the middle of the workday.
Yeah.
They already had lunch. Well, I suppose that they haven't taken their last 15-minute break of the day. What are the names?
Mr. Hall. Mr. James Hall.
So that's James Hall, and was there another one?
Kevin Parks.
All right. I'll go ahead and call up and see if I can get anything.
Okay.
You can take a seat anywhere.
Kelly sits at a chair, kind of just.
Waiting.
Mhm.
She dials a few numbers on a little phone on her desk, and there's some ringing as she, waits for someone to pick up. It's like, yes. Yeah, this is the front desk. Yeah. A James Hall and a Kevin Park. Kids here to see him. You go ahead and let them know that if they still have time left for breaks, that their kids are down here looking for them. Thank you. And she puts the phone down. I'll let you know when they get back to me if they're coming down.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. She goes back to just kind of typing something on her computer on her desk. Who knows what?
Wait, Kelly pulls out her journal and starts drawing something.
So, what do your dads do again?
I don't know.
You never
They
like.
work.
He
I asked.
works. He works on the technology here. He's in IT.
Ah. Are they like freelance IT company?
No, he just mainly works at the office here. He just basically helps fix computers and so
Ah.
forth.
Okay. Gotcha. Just asking, cause never came up in a conversation.
Fair enough. Yeah, Dad would talk to me a little bit about his job here and there. About some of the funny cases, like a blown up printer. That was a
Oh.
mess and a half to clean up the ink.
Yeah, I don't know what a printer is, so you're gonna.
It's a thing to copy stuff onto pages.
Ah. Oh. Okay.
That's how books are made.
Oh yeah. Is that the weird loud thing at the library? Oh, that makes sense then.
Mhm.
I thought that was some weird man making noises in the back room in the library. That makes more sense now.
If I ever hear a person sound like a printer, I am questioning it.
Yeah. Listen. It's a hard adjustment. I thought that was normal. All right. For you two, it might not be. For me, it's very new.
Fair
So I
enough, fair
assumed it was
enough.
normal.
Oh yeah, right.
Respawn any signs?
So after a few minutes, the phone on her desk would ring. She'd pick it up. She'd be like, "Yes, this is the front desk, Mr. Park." Alright, I'll let him know. She clicks the phone down. It seems that Mr. Park is coming down to see you. Sadly, Mr. Hall is currently busy fixing his supervisor's desktop.
Ah, okay.
So he won't. So if you want to wait an extra 15 to 30 minutes, he might
I
be
can
able
e-
to come
I
down then.
I can easily wait. Time can easily
All right.
probably fly by with Trevor talking to his dad.
Yo.
So Trevor, you would hear the elevator ding, and a second or two later, you'd see your dad walk out of it. His nice, office outfit, white button-up shirt, tie, the pants and shoes, very formal outfit.
Yeah.
He walks over, is like, "What are you doing here?"
Uh, stopped by to see how Ma was doing with the store after work, and wasn't great because apparently a certain someone just kind of motions back towards the other buildings. Was offering to buy up the store. Said something about coming here next.
Hmm. Our boss told us to keep an eye out for him. As far as I know, he hasn't been here yet today, but
Not exactly a
can't
long
be good.
drive for him.
Yeah, it can't be good.
Nah, she ended up having to
I'll
close the store because of it. She's probably already home by now.
hmm. I'll make sure to let James and the boss know.
Mm.
Figured we'd just, after seeing how Ma was, figured we'd stop by and make sure everything was good over here.
He didn't stop by
Yeah.
just Trevor that shop either.
Hmm?
He stopped by my mom's store and even see if he could buy that off of her as well.
I'll be all right. I'll be absolutely sure to let James know then.
Mm.
Can't believe the gall of that man.
Thank you.
You see your dad like bring up one hand and kind of clench it into a fist and shake a little bit, just like
Grr.
just silently. If I had a chance, I'd deck that man right in the face. Clearly not happy that this guy has caused his wife distress and such, as any good husband would.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, if you're already keeping an eye out, then guess I'll probably just go head on home, see how Ma's doing, make sure she's doing all right.
All right, I'll see if I can see if the boss will let me leave early, and I'll try to get back home so I can take care of her.
All right, I'll see you later tonight then.
All right, take care, kid.
You too.
He stands up because he was kind of kneeling a little bit to get better on your level, and he adjusts his tie. He turns and he walks back to the elevator to go up back to the floor he works on, and to go let Mr. Hall and his boss know that the Weasel CEO is up to something.
All right, well, seems they're already on alert, so I guess our job here is done then.
Basically, but that doesn't mean the day's over. Since we got the family affairs out of the way, maybe we can do our own digging, see what's going on. We barely even know the guy. He's causing so much chaos in the town.
I want to wait for see if my dad comes.
You wanna wait? We can wait.
Yeah, just
You think he'll know something about this guy? More than what we know now?
see, and make sure he's kind of like knows that I'm fine, so forth. Before.
You guys hear a door bang open near the back of the lobby.
Oh shit.
The one that says like, emergency stairwell. And you see Mr. Hall in similar outfit to what Mr. Park had been wearing, though with the addition of suspenders to help keep his pants up, because he's a little bit of a bigger dude, just a little.
Hey, Dad.
He kind of he looks a little like rushed, like maybe a slight bit of panic, and he rushes over and he just scoops you up.
Oh,
Gives you a big hug.
I'm fine, Dad.
Ah, heavens.
Though,
Kevin came back up and came by to tell me, and I had to get down here. The
yeah.
elevator wasn't fast enough.
Mm. Yeah, he went after Mom's store.
Oh, jeez.
He even actually came in while Mr. Wellman was buying something from her. Scared Wellman bad enough that he wasn't his normal self when teaching. The whole school has been weird today.
Hopefully, whatever he's here for, he just gets it over with and leaves. I'm not sure I would even want him to have the satisfaction of getting whatever it is he wants.
Yeah. He was like I said, he basically tried buying Mom's store, which, you know us, if that store gets bought, we're gonna have to move to a new home.
Hmm.
Because that store is our home. Right?
Yeah. Of course.
But I wanted to check up on you because I was from Mom's store. We went over to the music shop to see if Trevor's mom was doing well. And she happened to mention how he was heading over here, so I wanted to make sure how you were doing.
Well, I mean, I'm alright. I'll probably get a bit of a talking to in a bit for running out like that.
Sorry.
Oh, it's alright. It's of my own free will.
Hmm. Yeah, just that's why I came here to see you, is to make sure you're okay and such like that. Seems like he had a mindset of a few things he wanted to buy in some regard.
Hmm. Well, I'm sure I'll be fine, especially now that I have a bit of forewarning to expect him.
Hmm.
He just gives you like a very gentle squeeze.
Kelly hugs him back.
He'd go ahead and set you down now.
Okay. I'm gonna head out with Trevor and Riley here.
Alright. You two keep her safe, alright?
understood. We'll do our best.
Alright. I gotta get back up there and get chewed out right before I let him know
Yeah.
that
Go,
you
Dad!
can't print it.
Kelly gives a light push.
Alright, I'm going.
Go!
He heads
Off
heads
like a
back
herd
to
of
the,
turtles!
Yes, yeah, he heads off and gets back to the doorway he bursted out of and just gives like a quick little like ta-ta sort of wave and even blows you a kiss just to be funny and then closes the door and you can hear him putting his way back up the stairs up to the 6th floor.
It wasn't fast enough.
Kelly looks at the two.
It wasn't fast enough.
Alright, so everyone's been warned, at least the ones that are going to be having an encounter with this particular individual.
Yeah, where to
Wonder.
now?
Oh, we can check the library, see if there's anything in the town records that might have any reference to this particular crazy man. Or
Fair enough.
we can wait for the inevitable, something happens, and we wing it from there. What's your call?
I say let's go down to the library and see if we can figure out something.
Good plan. Alright, I'm down.
Kelly heads out the front door.
Riley would follow.
Doesn't
Yep.
seem like much has changed out here except maybe a bit more snowfall.
Weather. Alright. We should be able to figure out where we're going from here. At least, I hope so. We just gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe because the CEO is here, maybe those guys won't consider kidnapping you guys.
You
Who
went the
knows?
long way.
Hey, I gotta get some steps in. My 80s Fitbit is going. No.
my, my 80s fit.
Oops.
What
Where
Wait a
did
minute.
you go?
Wait a minute.
I
My
just
mouse fucked up
teleport
on
to
me.
that
I ended up teleporting across town for some godforsaken reason. Alright.
teleport to that gas station right quick, why don't you?
Damn. Got that gas money? Alright. When we make it to the library, we enter in. I'm guessing nothing's changed in the library, or
No, it's still pretty much the same place it's always been.
just love some things when they never change. Alright. Riley would walk up. Riley would walk up to the nice librarian lady that he checked out his books for all those years ago, all those months ago. I think he's returned and, rechanged out books and such like that. I think he did. And I would go up and say, do you have any books about the town's history or town records that we might be able to get access to?
Well, yes, there's plenty of books on that. It's just over there, aisle 3.
Oh, thank you so much. He motioned for his friends
Yes.
to follow
Kelly follows.
and sift through the books, hopefully. I think I have to do an investigate roll, don't I? To figure out what book I'm looking for.
Yeah, to see what you find.
Kelly,
Alright.
I got 2, so. Oh, 3 this time for you.
Hell yeah. Alright, I'm looking for any books that may reference the Weasel Corporation in terms of town
Same
history.
here.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright. There is a good bit, considering, the exact situation. But basically, the history of the Weasel Corporation within this town is
Mhm.
basically what you'll find.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically just a couple news articles that have been scanned and clipped together into a small little journal. Just to keep records, essentially. It's
Alright.
nothing fancy, it's nothing anyone published.
Sounds about right. Anything of interest that might pertain to our current dilemma?
Well, if you start at the beginning and slowly make your way to the end, which, isn't a whole lot, but is a bit,
Mhm.
here's this information you will find in it, start to finish.
Okay.
It talks about how there was this local business that was doing quite well, and then it was actually doing well enough that the Weasel Corporation took note of it and bought it up, and essentially, had them change their names. You just generally merged them into the conglomeration that is Weasel Corporate. The former CEO of that small company that got absorbed uh, was a man who was born and raised here in Aramoy, and after the merger, the simulation, whatever you want to call it, made his way up the ranks and eventually became CEO of the Weasel Corporation.
Huh.
And ever since then, the Weasel Corporation has been notably more hostile than it was up to that point.
Okay.
Whereas before all this happened, it was kind of just a sleazy corporation that just, bought up anything that looked like it might, become something more, just so they could boost their own profits without actually doing any work. Now it became, more aggressive in the manners of making money and such, where it would actually search out anyone or anything that might potentially increase their profits or otherwise help whatever agenda it is that their company even pushes these days.
Huh.
And this did, of course, include uh, messing with Mr. Logan, the scientist, and his little business.
Ah.
Trying to get their hands on his inventions so they could sell them under the Weasel brand for lots of money.
Mm.
And of course, doing pretty much anything they considered necessary to do so. And the fact of the matter is, their methods and their ruthlessness actually was what brought Badger businesses into the picture.
Oh. Huh.
Like, Badger businesses didn't show up until a good while after Weasel Corporate had started engaging in these super aggressive tactics to get what they wanted.
Okay.
And was Badger Businesses? Does it say like Badger Businesses was formed off of Weasel Incorporated, or is it just an entirely new company altogether?
This book that you currently have, these records here, do not make any mention of anything that answers that question.
Kelly looks around to see if she can find anything off the Badger Corporation. Then.
All right, go ahead and give me an investigate roll to look for a book on the Badger. All right, so you find another kind of small portfolio on Badger businesses, and it discusses how they weren't much of anything at first. The company, when it first started, was primarily uh, they were primarily interested in things like hunting and gyms for some odd reason.
Weird.
Like they were like essentially a business that primarily focused on smaller businesses that focused on physical fitness. Anything involving sports, hunting, gyms, as mentioned.
Okay.
That's the sort of things that they had their hands in, and they weren't super aggressive about it or anything. Uh, However, it does mention that their CEO was more of a competitive sort. He wasn't an aggressive individual, but he was competitive. If he saw someone, like that's actually how he got most of his employees, was he would run into them, challenge them in some way, and then when they lost, he'd employ them and give them, a stable income. Because that's what you do to people who lose to you in arm wrestling contests, I guess.
Kelly just goes, "Hey, this guy sounds actually like, even though he like challenges them, he actually gives them pretty decent stuff in return on hiring them."
There's no
That does
losing
it
this.
works.
But it then goes on to, essentially explain that due to his competitive nature, once he noticed how aggressive the Weasel Corporation had become, uh, his interest in them spiked because he wasn't interested in dealing with fucking sleazy weasels. But the moment they started acting aggressive and showing some backbone and spine, even if it was in probably the worst way possible, as you might have noticed, uh, he took an interest in that. And rather than just face off against their CEO in a fucking arm wrestling contest, he decided to go up against them business to business. So to this day,
Oh no.
the reason the Badger Corporation is as aggressive and ruthless as it is it's trying to compete with them. Anything
Kelly
they want, they have to have.
Kelly just sits here like, oh no.
So no means are the two associated or related, except as very ruthless competitors.
Kelly just stands there looking at the paper going, Trevor?
Hmm.
We might expect a visit from the Badgers at our family's stores.
Fucking beautiful.
Well, good thing we warned them.
We
At
only
least-
warned them about the weasels.
Well, I mean, to a certain extent, at least Trevor's mom went home, so that's only one less person we have to worry about.
Yeah, my mom's not in a case of, oh, she can just walk home and shut the store. My home is the shop.
Yeah. What do we? What should we do about that?
I
Maybe they won't make any choices until tomorrow. Maybe they're gonna go talk to their financial backers before. I mean, to make a big decision like that so quickly just seems kind of crazy.
I'm sorry. Kelly holds up the little portfolio. This says otherwise.
Oh boy.
Basically, Badgers are here because they saw a competitor, aka Weasels, And so anything the weasel wants, the badger will try getting it first.
So what if the weasels try to buy out the badgers? Like,
I don't think they'll
Uh.
do. Or the badgers will refuse in a sense, because the CEO is all about challenges. Hell, how he employs people is they'll challenge them to something, and if they lose, he hires them and gives them benefits.
yeah, well, what happens if he loses?
What
Do you want
happens-
to roll investigate to see if you can find anything about him ever losing?
Yeah.
Anyone else want to try?
Oh no. Give me a second.
Kelly's just on a fucking 2 streak.
Trevor, you're not even in the library.
He's just sitting outside in the cold.
My priorities are elsewhere. It is fine.
I can't
Alright.
read. No.
All right. So with 2 successes, neither Kelly nor Riley finds any record of the CEO of Badger Businesses ever losing a contest that he initiated. He's been challenged to chess and lost that, but by his
Oh.
record, that doesn't count.
Oh,
No
Chess-
challenge he has ever initiated, he has lost.
Oh, that sounds like corporate espionage to me.
So if it's anything strength-wise, he'll probably be able to.
Well, good thing our entire team is consistent of brainiacs, so I think we're safe.
That's if we incorporate the challenge first.
Well, I mean, we do have Trevor. By the way, where is
If-
Trevor?
Outside the front of the library, he didn't
He's
follow
freezing.
us.
He didn't follow us inside. He's not like freezing his butt off out there.
Kelly
I like
puts
the
away.
culture.
Kelly puts away the portfolio and starts. I'm gonna talk to Trevor. And tell him what we found. Okay?
All right. Oh,
Kelly
boy.
heads out.
Just lean against the side of the library, just kind of spacing out.
Trevor.
Hmm.
So, the weasels may not be the only ones we should be concerned about.
Great.
Because badgers, the reason why they're here is because they saw the competition potential from the weasels, and they love competition.
Fucking lovely.
So if weasels are interested in something, guess who might be showing up at our doors to try to
Well,
get
I'm
to
not
it
already
first?
home, so fine there. And
Yeah, but
and
Kelly looks back down the street at her mom's store, aka her home.
I mean, you can always just go catch them up, I guess.
I'll do so quickly. I'll come back in a sec. Kelly runs down the street, goes over to her mom, to her home, and kind of just walks in.
You would see that she's a bit more relaxed, a bit more calm. And there's one of those Badger business guys sheepishly picking things off the floor.
Boy.
Kelly just goes. Kelly walks over. You need help? To the Badger guy.
He looks over at Kelly. He's like, "Oh, is fine. I was a bit too big and I accidentally knocked something over. I'll fix."
Okay, okay.
He's just, it was like a postcard rack or something that he just accidentally, as far as you can tell from what he said and the scene of the crime, he was walking past it and his shoulder accidentally pushed it over and he's now just trying to fix it.
Mm.
He didn't mean to knock it over. And your mother's just kind of watching him, just keeping an eye on him, just like, all right.
Kelly walks over to her mom, kind of gestures her to lean forward so she can whisper.
Yeah.
Ma.
She kind of leans over so she can hear. She's like, yeah.
Be wary, cause the badger guys may try pulling the same things as the weasels.
Yeah, I expected as much. They're usually not far behind them anyways, so I figured this would happen. But honestly, it was kind of sad. He did basically the same thing, where he was walking up and down the aisles like he was trying to size me up. And then when he tried to walk in front of the counter, he started talking kind of like she like tries to mimic his accent a little bit. So, we heard that the Weasel CEO came in here. Now I'm wondering why. And then right about that point, the shoulder of his suit accidentally knocked over the stand, and he's been down there trying to fix it ever since.
How long has he been here?
10, 20 minutes now, maybe.
Awkward.
Kelly walks around the corner and just, without even asking, she just starts helping the dude.
He kind of looks at you and gives a little like, thank you.
No problem.
And it takes like, maybe 2 minutes with the help of someone who is not too large for their own good. And you guys set up the stand. He's like, okay. And he adjusts his tie and his suit, and he looks back to your mother. He's like, so yes, Badger Businesses would like it if you could tell us why the Weasel CEO came in here. It's like, she just kind of looks and is like, I mean, he was trying to buy the shop. And he's like, oh. Did he allude as to perhaps why? It's like, I assume he's just up to his old tricks. Like, I see. Perhaps you'd be interested in settling to Badger Businesses. She's like, no, not really. He's like,
No.
oh, well. She's like, oh, very well. Have a nice day. And he kind of tips his hat to her and then to you, Kelly. Then he walks out, kind of trying to be careful not to, like, break the door.
Kelly just waves
He scoots out.
goodbye.
Bye, have a good time.
Yes. So, this might come as a surprise considering your guys' run-ins with the Badgers up to this point, but it turns out they're not that bad. They're just really big and intimidating.
Damn.
I mean,
Who'd have thought?
I mean, Trevor, you
Yeah.
fucking ran into one in a back alley who had completely demolished a pair of weasels, and then you just booked it.
it's like, well, that happened. Okay, bye.
Can Trevor see the giant badger dude coming out of Kelly's shop?
I mean, didn't
Yeah,
Ted,
so Trevor-
outrun somebody?
Yeah. So Trevor, you if you're still outside the library, you can like look across and you see the Badger guy walking out, kind of scratching his head, and then just kind of walks off.
I mean,
I mean, Kelly just like looks around. I feel like he's gonna they're probably gonna come back. See if, just a heads up, Ma. From looking at the library reports, the CEO of the Badgers like to make challenges.
Oh yeah, no. He usually sticks to himself. He doesn't come out in person usually.
But who knows with the fact that the CEO of the Weasels came by.
Yeah,
So
I suppose.
Just want to let you know, because we kind of went through to the library and see out of curiosity, because on who the guy was, but we found out that the Badger guy's CEO likes to do challenges, and if you lose, he'll hire you, and so forth.
You see your mother getting like a little smile to her face, like she's amused by something. She just kind of gestures for you to come a little closer.
Kelly does.
She kind of leans in, like, now don't go saying anyone, because it'd start a rematch or something. But that Badger guy did lose one contest.
Oh.
What?
Well, he came by one time, and he was just enamored with me and how beautiful I am and all that, just talking up and down about how nice I look. And your dad, he wouldn't have it. Like, you already know how he sometimes gets a little suspicious of Mr. Wellman always coming in here to buy things.
Mm-hmm.
But having that guy actually just in here blatantly flirting with me like that, he they decided to do, well, I guess you could call it sumo. It wasn't really, because neither of them really knew what the rules were, and neither of them really have the exact build of a sumo, but that's basically what they decided to do. But they had a little contest in the gym after hours while it was empty, and I got to watch as the ref essentially. And I got to watch as your dad tossed that man out of the ring.
Hot damn.
If you ever worry about how much your dad loves me and you as well, of course, just keep in mind he once tossed the Badger CEO out of a sumo ring for me.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Good to
As I said,
know.
don't go spreading that around too much. If the Badger CEO finds out that people know he lost that, he'll probably come looking for a rematch.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Your dad's not quite as in shape as he was back then, so I'm not sure if he could win this time around.
That's understandable. I'm gonna
Anyways.
go back to my friends. They're over by the library. Just wanted to let
Alright.
you know the possible thing with the Badgers.
Of course. No, I'm not worried about them at all.
Kelly waves goodbye as she heads out. And
Your
runs.
mother waves goodbye to you as well, obviously in significantly better spirits.
Kelly walks down the street. As she walks over to Trevor, she just has this big fucking grin on her face.
I'm assuming a much better experience then.
The Badger dude accidentally knocked over a thing, and he was trying to pick it up for the last, 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay. Well done.
I kind of helped him out. And he was actually kind of nice.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, I found out something. So in the library, he found out on the factor of the Badger CEO lost a chest. But my mom told me another thing um he kind of lost at.
oh.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say. Well, not out here at least.
Fair enough.
Oh, hey Riley.
Hello. I just finished up making sure all the books were put back in place because you kind of just ran out and dropped the book, so I
I
made
thought I
sure.
put it back on the shelf.
Did you? Well, then I must have grabbed the wrong book. Some jerk kid probably left it. Anyway, I told the lady goodbyes, and now we found what we needed and kind of just went off on our way. So.
What
We're all
time
in
is it,
good-
Respawn?
It is starting to get a bit late.
Like, where's the sun at?
It's getting a bit low in the sky. Probably won't be more than an hour till sunset.
Okay. Where should we... What should we do at the current moment of things?
Well, I think we've kind of squared away everything we need to as of right now in terms of making sure that personal family are safe and did our research.
I think my mom would be fine with the Badger guys. There shouldn't be any problem with them.
It sounds like the Badger people are the only reason they're doing what they're doing is because of the weasels. So, in full honesty, maybe we might be able to
I
do
actually
something
ran
about it.
into one of the Badger dudes in my mom's shop. He was
Maybe,
actually
but
decently nice.
For now,
He
I
was,
think we're safe. So,
yeah. The Badger dudes still seemed like a lot more nicer group.
interesting.
They seem big and scary, but they seem really nice. The one in that I saw in my mom's shop not just a few moments ago, he accidentally knocked over something. And he was trying to do his best to pick it up and such. Even kind of firstly declined my offer to help
Oh,
because he felt I think because he felt bad and then accidentally knocking it over, but I proceeded to help him out anyway.
That sounds about right.
Mhm.
Oh boy. Well, I guess that's it. I mean, the day's kind of getting over. Maybe we should head home. I mean, I don't think unless this weasel guy is that crazy to come at our families, your families in the middle of the night. You know, being
I
like,
really
well, you.
hope not.
I mean, honestly, if he's willing
The
to send henchmen after you guys, it's not really that crazy, is it?
Yeah, especially since the stuff we encountered.
Well, just I don't know. Do your best to do what you guys do best. Stay alive, I guess.
I mean, we could see how William's doing.
Oh yeah, isn't he still hanging out? Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, you would say hi to him.
I'm gonna just head home, honestly.
You're gonna head home?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
See you later.
See you, Trevor. Oh wait, Trevor.
Yeah.
Uh, we're gonna do the shadow boxer tests later on tonight or tomorrow, or well, the next time we get to it.
We can put that off for a bit, I think.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go over to the place.
Cool beans.
Kelly.
You guys are headed to the jump.
Yeah. Not the junkyard. Where William, basically, Kelly thinks he's probably gonna be at the spaceship with his dad.
Keep in mind, his dad wasn't planning on staying at the spaceship very long.
Well, did he recover enough and do so and figured out his issues? Like the faulty memory situation?
Yeah, he was gonna find a quick fix for that, and then make his way to
So
the lab.
during the few weeks, did he figure that out?
Did you check in on him once in a while? Do we want to say during that time?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he would have figured that out probably, a few days ago, and has since moved to the lab.
Ah, okay.
If you had not checked in on him, then you would have had to go check and find that he's gone,
Yeah, but
and then you would have walked all the way back to the lab, and there he was, and it was
Yeah.
fine.
Okay,
But,
so let's go over to the lab then.
Gotcha.
Trevor's gone home.
Mm.
Yeah.
He's going home.
All right.
Riley,
Trevor,
you following?
Yep, I'm following.
Trevor-
Give me
Trevor, when you get home, you find your sister's not home, and you can hear your mom and dad talking in their room with the door shut.
Hmm.
So it seems like your dad was able to leave work early and is comforting his wife.
Yeah, just gonna fucking head upstairs then, crack the window open, and start messing around with the guitar again.
So I suppose we'll just do that for a bit, as it is getting late. So, you guys head to the junkyard.
Mm-hmm.
As you're getting there, you would notice. Well, give me investigate rolls. How about?
Okay.
Can't make these things too easy, you know. That's enough. That's fine.
Two straight.
You would notice a tiny bit of smoke coming from behind the car wash.
Kelly runs over to the car wash to see if everything's okay.
So you run behind the car wash to see where the smoke's coming from.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see William smoking.
Ah.
Jerk.
But-
All right.
God, that is a long and it's smoke powder from that.
The thing is, he was near the corner, which is why it was coming out from around the side.
Mm.
Not to mention wind.
Yeah. Hey, William.
Yo.
What's up?
Just taking a quick step outside of the lab to, indulge in bad habits.
Me and Riley and Trevor have been dealing with some news today. Apparently the CEO of the Weasels came back into
Yeah.
town.
Yeah, Scruffy already warned me and Dad about it.
Wait,
Said he could hear that.
the car?
How did he? Yeah, the car. But I want to remember how exactly he worded it. That cantankerous, cancerous, metallic beast from a mile out.
Damn.
It certainly woke me up and
Yeah.
such. But
I'm sure you're well aware that man has more than enough money to fix that car, and he doesn't. And Scruffy is honestly kind of upset about it. Probably will be forever.
so we found out that he was trying to buy out both my mom's shop and Trevor's mom's music
Mhm.
store.
He's probably up to something. Then again, I haven't known the man to never, well, no, I never actually met the man, but, from what I hear, from what I know, the man is always up to something anytime he's anywhere.
Yeah, it's a common thing I've kept on hearing that there's something off about him, appearance-wise, but no one can place a finger on why.
Yeah, apparently even my dad's kind of scared of him. Like, he was already planning on staying down in the lab and not coming up to the surface ever, just in case, but he's even more certain of that decision now that he knows that that guy is back.
Really? Oh boy.
Mhm.
Oh, this will be an interesting subject then.
How does so has Scruffy seen her dad?
No, actually.
Howdy.
How'd you skin that by?
Ran up to Scruffy, asked him for the key. He said, sure. I took the key, I opened the thing, I got my dad down there, and I've held on to the key since. Like, now that the proper owner of the lab's back, Scruffy doesn't worry about it anymore.
Okay.
Like, you might remember, Scruffy's whole deal with them is they're allowed to use the space, but he doesn't really want to know anything about what they're doing. He just wants to be left to his business,
That's fair
Man-
enough. So
Managing the scrapyard, making his little model planes and
So-
such.
basically, if we needed to go down the lab at any point, we go to you then now.
I'll probably be around here for the most part. I'd, gotta keep an eye on my dad, make sure he's, getting used to the new body and all that.
Yeah,
How-
and getting the food to him and such like that as well.
Exactly.
How is he adjusting, by the way?
I mean, it's a bit of a mess down there at the moment.
How so?
Well, it turns out when you take a dude who used to be, 5, maybe 6'2" at best, when he wasn't slouching, and put him inside a 15-foot tall, whatever you'd call that thing,
Yeah.
kind of makes you a bit clumsy for a while.
That's understandable.
Especially when there was a few year gap where you didn't have a body at all to worry about.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Oh boy. So, still adjusting, I see.
That's part of the reason I had to come out here. It's just a little noisy.
Well, baby steps.
Yeah. He's working on it.
Yeah.
We might have to just generally do a complete redecorating of the lab. Make the aisleways a bit bigger. Get a bigger chair for him or something.
Fair enough.
Basic fixing up of things to accommodate him better.
Yeah.
Once he feels comfortable enough in his new skin to have Scruffy find out, I'm sure he'll be able to hook us up with what we need pretty quick. I mean, it won't be pretty, but, you'd be amazed the things Scruffy can make with random junk.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt it either.
He's doing fine, and that's good. We want to check on him, especially with whatever's been going on with this weasel guy and the school, especially.
Yeah, the whole school was in a silent streak. Even the O'Malley twins were silent.
Grocery store got bought up. Got all their coffee bought up too. So, Mr. Woman wasn't.
I can
Mr.
see
Williams-
about doing some checking around.
Mhm.
See what I can dig up on him if you want.
We found out what we could, but if you can get us anything extra be appreciated.
Yeah,
I'll make sure to let you guys know if I find out, I don't know, anything on the guy.
I would say be slightly careful in the sense of things, because even Mr. Henderson and Mr. Wellman were scared of him.
We would assume Mr. William would be too if he had not been very drained.
I mean, it seems like, I mean, I can tell you this much that I figured out. It seems like the only people in this town that aren't afraid of him are Scruffy, who's just pissed that he doesn't take better care of his car, the Badger CEO, who just sees him as a rival,
Mm-hmm.
and,
Us?
well, I mean, yeah, you guys don't seem super spooked by him either.
Well, we
Yeah,
never
but
encountered him, so.
But even my dad's scared of him.
Which says something because of his new body. Yeah.
I don't know. Something doesn't seem right. But then again, we're gonna have to let things develop as it goes along.
Yeah. It doesn't. It just doesn't. Something feels off.
Mm.
Then again, it feels off normally, but we'll see what happens. We'll have to get
Yeah.
Allison's input when she comes back.
She's probably sick.
Probably sleeping. There's no sickness or disease that can take down Allison. Knowing her, there is nothing. The only thing that could take her down is just
You
getting
sure?
zapped.
Yeah, I was about to say, you sure there was that one time she got zapped?
Yeah, that's not a sickness. That's called an injury, and I know how that feels. From experience, can say that will knock any person down.
Truthfully, I'm surprised I didn't. At most, I just got exhausted.
Well,
I'm truthfully surprised because the amount of times I interacted with your dad's skull when we first went down to the lab, he was just doing an outcharge of electricity by the machines every so often, and it just kind of went into me.
Mm.
let's just hope we don't have to engage in anything like that again for a while. God knows I'm going to be staying away from AA batteries for a little while.
Hey,
You
fair
and-
enough.
You wouldn't like the lab then.
Yeah, no, well, I've been in the lab before my fear of electricity. I think we'll be fine in this case, but I think we're gonna have to stay out for a little while Mr. Newbody's got a new body to figure out.
Has
So,
he figured out the communication issue?
He's still working a little bit on that one. I mean, that one's just one that takes time.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
fair enough.
not an immediate easy fix.
I
I mean, I'll say this much: he's got sorry down and oops.
oh boy, that's normal. Well, if he's doing well, then he's doing well.
Yeah, because I remember the last few times I visited, I was basically a translator between you and your dad.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Nah, another, I don't know, maybe another month, and he should be able to properly have conversations. Maybe a little janky, but we'll see.
If it
Mhm.
makes you feel any better, at least he's making up for the father-son bonding time.
No, we're spending lots of quality time together.
I'm
Hey,
sure you
it's-
don't want to leave his side because of what he did.
I didn't say
You-
I was planning on going anywhere.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that because your mic also glitched again? Respawn.
I mean, yeah, I didn't say I was planning on going anywhere.
I was gonna say. Just
So, if you're staying here for so long, wouldn't your mom be worried?
oh hell, does your
He looks a little uncomfortable, and
hey, it's okay if you don't want to talk about it. It's fine.
yeah, let's keep it that way then for now.
Sorry.
It's all
Touchy
good.
subject. Touchy subject. As long as you're safe and you know your pops is safe, it's fine by me in my book. You know how you handle your family is your business just as much as we handle ours.
Mm.
Just, like Kelly said, just be careful about those weasel guys if you're getting information. They're kind
Yeah, I
of
know.
they're poking their fingers in a lot of things they shouldn't be.
Yeah. I'm gonna head home.
Alright.
Same. I'll head to the treehouse.
Okay.
Alright,
See you
ya.
two.
See
See ya.
ya. And with that, I actually need to get on VR chat because of the factor of just like,
Yeah,
RP.
we're like 15 minutes over our usual.
Oof, sorry.
It's okay.
No, I was the
We're-
one
it-
that wasn't paying attention at the time.
It's fine. Yeah, but we're pretty much like that's a good wrap up point. Everyone goes home and sleeps probably, and we can catch back up with like the next morning or whatever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we're gonna, actually, let's do experience points?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Let's award experience real quick, so I'm not holding you all hostage.
Yeah.
No, you good. You never are.
And you
So,
fucking eat two yikes.
first
Hard.
question, of course. Did you participate in the session?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Second question. There it is. Have you been in trouble because of your problem or your relationships?
No.
No.
Yeah. Admittedly, this session was more of a prologue to what's going to happen, so I don't expect much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you use or struggle with your pride?
No.
No.
Mm,
Did you put yourself at risk for the other kids?
No.
nah.
Have you learned something new, and what is it? Who would like to go first?
Apparently, this CEO guy of the Weasels is really bad news.
Alright, I'll accept that. Go ahead and give yourself an experience. Who wants to go next?
The badges aren't entirely negative and are more or less just going for more of a corporate espionage against the weasels.
I'll accept that, yeah. Alright, and Trevor, what have you learned?
Mm. Kelly's dad is like one of the few people that beat the Badger CEO at something.
That does make me laugh. That was funny.
Technically, you didn't learn that because Kelly didn't tell you.
Oof.
I actually didn't tell us about that. Fuck.
She held that secret.
Yeah.
Her mother told her to.
Yeah, true.
She will probably tell you us like when
Later.
you're like later.
Yeah. Alright.
These days, we're gonna see a rematch and it's gonna be glorious.
Oh God.
What?
I'm just curious how the Badger CEO is gonna respond to the kid to the person he flirted with.
Hello, I am the child of the woman you lost.
Yikes.
To be fair, he never had a chance with her, but
Because they were already
you know,
married, yeah.
Yeah,
Never
they were
know.
already married.
But probably back then Kelly wasn't even around.
Or was, a baby.
Yeah. So who the fuck knows how he's gonna respond to that?
Yeah.
So I would say the Badgers are possibly allies, but that's kind of close to what Kuma said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got anything you think you learned?
CEO is terrifying to the point it even scares the kids.
Yep.
I was about to say, fucking Kelly brought up how bad the CEO is. I mean, he's going after like anything and everything in the area right now, including like the family stuff, like his family stuff.
All right. Go ahead and give yourself a point for that, and that wraps up all official business. You guys are free to skedaddle if you so desire.
Woohoo! I'm gonna go fucking get food, and then I'll see you on VR chat.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh gosh.
See you.
So yeah, I'm
Yep.
gonna stop my stream here and such like that. See you folks. Have a good day, evening, and so forth.
Have the funds, guys.
Let's Yeah,
Yep.
Curps. Actually, I'm starting to catch Curps, so let me